on your back. And I kept it solid, I kept it a stack. And when you was slipping, I picked up the slack. And none of your niggas gon' do it like that. So don't get to tripping, I'm speaking the fact. But now that the demons jumped all on my back, I don't even see them, they jump in my DM. My conscience say leave them and leave them with that. Some of these niggas go all the way back. Back in 06 who was banging the trap. One of the niggas I knew from the rap. But the disrespect, I cannot deal with all that. He got a problem with dealing with fact. And my biggest flex is the way that he act. So I told that nigga don't ever call back. I still on my word and that shit is a fact. To the next and I should've expect for this nigga to do what he did. I never neglect him, but I had to check him. I swear to God, he is a bitch. I let him live off of my crib. He was down on his dick, so I let him move in. And I called this nigga a friend. He was my man, I treat him like king, but never again. With all of the shit that he did, the dumb shit I used to defend. Gave him some work and he trapped at the crib. I spoke for my folks and I didn't even see him. So we decided to jump in my DM. 7 months later, like damn, for real. I had to snap and I gave him the real. Told him I never fuck with you again, cause that's how I feel. These niggas, they don't know the real, but I gotta swallow the pill. My people dead and I gotta live. Them niggas, they don't know how this shit feel. My mind is just racing, I really can't deal. Some tell me chasing, that's just how it is. Fuck what you saying, that ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. I feel like I just got a bid. I gotta thank God for my kid, cause that's the reason that I'm here, and that's what it is. So fuck a motherfucking friend. I don't wanna see you again until your life come to an end. That's what it is. Now that was just 2 of the niggas. I really don't know what to do with these niggas. Sometimes I just wanna put 2 in the nigga and ruin the way they be doing the nigga. But I guess I be seeing you soon, little nigga. You goon, little nigga, tiny tune, little nigga. You play the nigga like a fool, and that's what it do. The joke is on you, my nigga. It is one of the chick that I thought was my bitch. She stuck with a nigga when shit would turn thick, but now she done turned to the rest of these niggas. I was eating the pussy and giving the dick, but now the chick don't even talk to the kid. To be honest, I really had love for the chick. Now the little bitch it be stunting and shit. She over the top, but I don't know the digs. One of the niggas a son of a bitch. Rapping little niggas a bum little bitch. I really think this nigga done with the bitches. I really think that nigga taking some dick. Be all in the media faking and shit. But they forgot who really made him legit. Smoking that dope and that made him a bitch. Sad cause he cannot make him a hit. I tried to make him a man, help him advance. But the nigga like to wear tight little pants. You will never see me fight for a man, even though niggas don't like the little man. Truth is the nigga's a trifling man, but this nigga he done lost sight with his man. All of the shit that I did for this nigga, you shitted on me, don't you come back again. These niggas, they don't know the real, but I gotta swallow the pill. My people dead and I gotta live. Them niggas, they don't know how this shit feel. My mind is just racing, I really can't deal. Some tell me chasing, that's just how it is. Fuck what you saying, that ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. I feel like I just got a bid. I gotta thank God for my kid, cause that's the reason that I'm here, and that's what it is. So fuck a motherfucking friend. I don't wanna see you again until your life come to an end. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. I don't wanna see you again until your life come to an end. That's what it is.
I done been here 10-fold to you, bitch ass nigga. That's what it is.
Let me prime flow. I transform it when you're flipping and you're whipping. You can do it how you wanna. That's my persona. I rock it up, hit the corner. I'm hotter than California. The block is hot as a sauna. Get higher than marijuana. Hit the block up with capital P's inside it like a pterodactyl. I'm flyer than most of y'all rap flow. XX with the O's, square pieces, tic-tac-toe. Don't stop, I go. I'm rolling like I'm on neutral. Go shit like that boy that's straight out of Hollygrove. I love green like a leprechaun. Around my neck is a pot of gold. Your chick described my dick to be longer than a damn totem pole. That's why when a nigga put it in, she be shaking like she got the Holy Ghost. Her head stupid like Coley Cole, like Cole you stupid. Shoot a nigga ass dead in the heart like bitch I'm Cupid. You just thick, hey bitch you oogly. Cruciated now and get used to it. Acting up on them, this my movie. Y'all niggas pussy, y'all niggas coochie. I'ma show my ass nigga, I'm just moaning. Neutral gave me the green light to go ahead and
do it how you want it. How you want it. Not a problem when you calculating numbers. When you calculating numbers, it's not a problem. You can do it how you want it. How you want it. Do it how you want it. Not a problem when you calculating numbers. When you calculating numbers, not a problem. You can do it how you want it. Hop out on this bitch. I'm looking like I sold a quarter brick. Tell them about it, I ain't rich. But I'm on my way, get ready for this shit. Backs out, real estate, fuck perch, get a brick to lay. Find a skill, nigga, boss up. If you keep it real, you can work and play. Power moves, no soft shit. Executive, straight ball shit. Made back like I'm raw shit. Designed out with my CrossFit. Secretary in the office. Taking calls, getting offers. Plans out for the next gig. We listen to any talkers. Straight work on the table. Blueprint with the plans out. Searching for any deals. For the meal might make it stand out. I ain't counting no profit yet. Until the nigga send me the proper check. Until it's signed with my name on it and it clears when I deposit that. Keep your chain, nigga, keep your bag. Grown man shit, nigga, tips of cash. On your own shit, nigga, flip your stash. All separated, don't mix the bag. Do it how you want. Not a problem when you calculate money. When you calculate numbers. Not a problem, you can do it how you want. Do it how you want. Not a problem when you calculate numbers. When you calculate numbers. It's not a problem, you can do it how you want. Do it how you want. Not a problem when you calculate numbers. When you calculate numbers. Not a problem, you can do it how you wanna.
Shit. And when I come, niggas run to the gun quick. Never been scared, I don't care who you come with. This nigga prepared just to die for a bum bitch. We talking about Brunswick, niggas swear to God, they're honey. A lot of niggas owe a nigga money. I ought to start fucking niggas women, but I would be the dummy. Cause a lot of motherfuckers still bunning, and I don't really want it. Tell me why the niggas still coming. It's hot, but his nose still running. Nigga froze in the summer. The nigga just a real road runner. But a nigga bill fold ain't nothing. It's a field goal coming. I'ma let the steel toe touch you, nigga geek. Got the heel toe bustin'. He don't even sleep, but he will go hunting. But the nigga wanna freak, wanna feel on something. You better kill that homie. I really feel bad for the homie. But the nigga turned his back on me. Homeless in the class with the homie. I used to get the bag with the homie. And believe that his ass turned phony. Man, that don't make sense. How the nigga end up like this? How the nigga try to fuck a nigga bitch? He was on some fuckboy shit. Why the luck, little bitch? How the fuck do that really make sense? You dumb little bitch. Niggas all on my dick. When the pussy nigga should get a bitch. Tell me why these niggas acting like this? Don't these niggas know nigga capping ain't it? Help me make it make sense. Then they wanna start some shit. Fighting over bitch when the broad ain't shit. Make it worse when you know that the broad ain't here. Even birth from a throat, open all them kids. Don't make a dollar, then it don't make sense. See, these niggas got a problem staying on they shit. And these niggas won't fight, so what's on my hip? Make them hit flips and I'm on they trip. Niggas already know I don't condone that shit. All that big boy talk, I ain't on that shit. Big dogs in the yard and we roam this bitch. Why the nigga wanna jump that fence? Can you make it make sense?
Haters can't make no change, so I know damn well it can't make no sense. Should've been up in the gym with a nigga. I would've been kind enough to show you niggas how to flip it. Nigga with the wrist. I talk about whip in the kitchen. I'll show you how to stuff a 10, 25, 10. Conceal it, then reveal it, get it off in the wind. Re up and do it all over again. What you getting? Plenty? Yes, even the pennies. I'ma go get it, yes, I'ma go get her. Mamanos nigga, adios amigos, I'm going to get bitches. Niggas talk a lot, but in their mouth, they ain't about it. I'm in the parking lot, I know you hear me shout. What's up with all the popping? I'm ready to get it popping. The bullets, they rain like showers. Somebody better get the mopping. Let me give you some change since you 100. Nigga be capping, he really bumming. Ain't he saying it with his chest and lying about his stomach? Give me a reason that you niggas be lying about your numbers. Y'all niggas run through friends like creep bitches. Eat these niggas out in the field, I'm picnicking. Look at these ass niggas, they need them an ass kicking. Lights tell you, but like they don't get no bass, nigga. Eyes don't even get mad.
All on my dick. When the pussy nigga should get a bitch. Tell me why these niggas acting like this? Don't these niggas know nigga capping ain't it? Help me make it make sense. Then they wanna start some shit. Fighting over bitch when the broad ain't shit. Make it worse when you know that the broad ain't here. Even birth from a throat, open all them kids. Don't make a dollar, then it don't make sense. See, these niggas got a problem staying on they shit. And these niggas won't fight, so what's on my hip? Make them hit flips and I'm on they trip. Niggas already know I don't condone that shit. All that big boy talk, I ain't on that shit. Big dogs in the yard and we roam this bitch. Why the nigga wanna jump return to the streets. He found out the hard way, it ain't nothing sweet. He came up on Broadway, where it ain't no peace. Where everybody told heat, it's hard to get sleep. But see the homie, he was on his own. He lost his brother last week, he never coming home. Now see the streets, they really did him wrong. My little homie all alone, now we need a home. He want revenge, I can read his dome. His big brother was my friend, so I won't lead him wrong. He still got the shirt that he was bleeding on. I know the feeling, cause I still can't believe he gone. So I told him he can live with me. I gave the homie some advice, but he ain't really listen. Till one day he end up going missing. Damn, I was really slipping now. You were my brother from another mother. We was play cousins cause I love you so much. We made us a promise that we'll never lose touch. Looking out for your brother, it ain't never too much. It ain't never too much. So I hit the block, I'm on the mission trying to find my homie. I called his cell but no one else. I got this feeling growing. What type of shit he on? Where the fuck did he go? Somebody in the city had no choice but to call the folk. So I bent a couple corners, hollered at the homies. One of the homies tried to show me that they being bogus. That's when he bent and turned another corner. I kept the conversation going so they wouldn't notice. I hopped back in the whip, I caught the homie strolling. He told me, pimp, I'm not a snitch, but I think you should know this. Your little homie, that's my homie Tony. And there's some goons around the corner, snatched up the homie. Now these the same niggas that killed his big brother. I guess Tony seen the murder, trying to keep it covered. And how you know, one is my girl cousin. They took the homie down to Dublin. Damn, my brother from another mother. We was play cousins cause I love you so much. We made us a promise that we'll never lose touch. Looking out for your brother, it ain't never too much. It ain't never too much. I got some folks down in Dublin, they owe a couple favors. They live by the street playbook, they gon' handle this for payment. I sent them all them niggas resume. Them niggas, they ain't hesitate. They jumped off in the Escalade. I told them, pimp, I'm on the way. So I jumped on 95 and let the radio play. About 30 minutes later, they said that this a news break. They say they got an update from the case from last Tuesday. They found the suspects in they home. They met they doomsday. And now they got two cases. Say they had a break. It was a black Escalade that they all hopped in. They in a high-speed chase headed back in my direction. That's when I started hearing sirens. So I took the next exit. Then I got a text message. Said, bruh, I'm in trouble. I got kidnapped. Them same niggas that took out my brother. But them niggas dead now. I started dialing Tony number. All of a sudden I heard a loud ass thump and it was over. My brother from another mother. We was play cousins cause I love you so much. We made us a promise that we'll never lose touch. Looking out for your brother, it ain't never too much. It ain't never too much. It ain't never too much. It ain't never too much.
Yeah, what's happening? New troll.
Damn, what up?
Cooler, man. Cooler,
What happened,
man.
then?
Man, cooler, man. Decided to go live for a few, man.
I said it's like a normal thing. You pick at 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Don't matter. You up, ain't it?
I mean, I was falling asleep. I just figured it was something they did, you know.
Ah, okay.
Is my mic loud, bro?
Man, you coming through nice and clear.
All right, as long as you can hear me, I'm good.
But, you know, I'm glad you came up here. I wasn't going to talk about it unless I had somebody up here with me to talk about it. Just got off the phone with my homeboy. We had a good old discussion. He might pop through in the chat in a few. But why is it that, when it comes to niggas who in the streets, who living that jack boy life, they can be sitting in front of a hotel, 5-star hotel, plotting to rob niggas. They won't rob the white man who walk out the building with a Maserati he walked into. They rob a nigga who come out in a work outfit, look like he busting his ass to make a living. Why is that?
I mean, I know all types of people get robbed, bro, white and black. And most of the black people I know, if you saying niggas sitting outside, if they plotting,
I just
more
made
than
up
likely,
a story now. That I'm just saying. You can think of any other situation.
I mean, shit, in Baltimore, bro, you can be a fucking child going to elementary school, get robbed, bro. I'm just, if you got it, they gonna take it. But for most part, niggas that I know that done pull like licks or something, they knew pretty much what was going on, and they know it's cash in there. Like a nigga ain't fucking with you if they don't know it's cash in there. But this new generation of credit card scamming and shit like that, I mean, I don't know about all that shit, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was just something that when we was talking about it, it's like you're right. It's like we'll plot on each other, which I don't condone you robbing no goddamn body. First and foremost, let me put that out there. But like, you gonna rob a man who yeah, he may have money. You know he got a little money, but he's taking care of his family. But you won't rob, and I hate to make it racist, but that's what the conversation was about. You won't rob that man who walked out the building who finna hop in a Maserati. But you risk robbing the dude and killing him over $13 because you don't know if he got that money on him at all.
Is this a situation where you're insinuating something that's happening, or you know for a fact of something that's happening?
No, this shit happens all the time.
No. Is this a situation that you're insinuating happening?
No.
You know of a situation.
I've known this to happen all the time. I mean, you see it all the time.
I think that's more of a situation. I compare that to like a person tell you, they be lacing weed now and shit. Like, lacing it with what? They be putting fentanyl in weed and shit. Like, no, they don't. Like, all the niggas why would a nigga buy fentanyl and weed, put it in the weed, and then sell it for the weed price? You get what I'm saying? It don't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying it's just one of them theories to me that, you hear crazy shit, but if you ain't really out there, bro, you don't know who getting robbed. They robbing white, black, they robbing anybody, bro. Like, from what I'm seeing on the news in Baltimore, bro, they robbing anybody, bro. They don't give no fucks.
Okay, I mean, that's good to know, but like I said, I think everybody got your goddamn job.
It's good to know that niggas. You not robbing just black niggas, bro. You robbing white people too. That's good.
It's like, why would you do your own people like that? That's what I look at. You know what I'm saying?
No, why you do your own people like that? I mean, that's if you known in the hood for getting money, somebody gonna be plotting on your ass. It's just what it is. That's just how life is, bro. That just go back into time, bro. That's how we are. We feel like we can just take something instead of going work for it. Nigga, we can just go take it from this nigga. He did all the work. He did the groundwork, nigga. I want what he got. And a lot of people really do that. Now, do I say it's fair? Or no, I don't like shit like that. But this is just how life goes. Some people are different. They work different than people like ours. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like I can just work for whatever I want. If I can't, if it's something that I can't get, then it's not meant for me to have. So that's how I look at that. And I just keep it moving. You know what I mean? I don't have to go and knock a nigga over his head and take what he got to get what I want. I don't believe that. But in actuality, that's society. That's like politicians and all that shit. They all knock each other in the head to get higher. That's the same type of greed, bro.
Yeah, that shit. I see why that shit's a deadly sin. But I mean, you really risking your life trying a motherfucker like that.
Spiritualizing, conditioning. That's what it is, conditioning. They conditioning us, bro.
Who?
I ain't say
I'm just saying, man. Like,
Hey, bro, you can say I'm gonna say they, right? I'm gonna say the radio's programming us, conditioning us, TV, the internet, all this shit that we get to come across to be scared of something. It's conditioning us. You know, it's not too many people that can look at this and just walk away. You know, you can't look at these cases that you like to look up and just walk away. And they know they got this in people. That's putting a type of fear of these questions you come back sometimes. What if, what if, what if? You know what I mean? A lot of your questions come from the scenarios of, you know, the things that you're experiencing, right? You know, like online experiences give you, you know, your thoughts for the night sometimes. So this is the fear that they put in us. And motherfuckers need to learn how to block this shit out. Because
hold on.
if so, what? You don't think so?
No, I'm asking. Why do you use the term fear?
Because that's what their goal is, to put fear in us. It's always fear. I mean, that's just me. It's going to always be fear, because as long as we scared, they know they got the upper hand. You know, again, a black man scared to go to jail, a black man scared of not having money, a black man, you know, scared of just this white society. Period. They like that. They feed off that shit. When we start clapping back, which black people are clapping back now, they don't like that. You don't start now. You don't. Is it? It's just weird to you or me. Like right now in Maryland, just a week ago, I told you we can't carry guns in Maryland, right?
Right.
And just like 2 days ago, they passed a law where, you know, you can carry, like, I can go get a permit right now. You get what I'm saying? To carry. Like, it's not like an open carry. It's not, you know, like y'all state, but they getting there basically. You know, why all of a sudden all these marijuana spots didn't opened up on my coast, even though they opened up everywhere. But just why are we allowing all this? And then I be telling you the things that I be telling you.
Revenue. I mean, when it comes to what you just asked, that's all about money.
Why all of a sudden though? If that was the case, why haven't it been done? Why would, you know, this niggas in Baltimore and New York been killing each other like crazy? Like, our crime rate in both places are high as hell right now. So are you saying they're allowing us to carry guns to protect ourselves? That's what you're saying? That's what they're telling us? Since, you know, crime is so high, let's just let niggas carry guns to protect themselves. They're not saying that on the news, but this is what you telling us, or this is what we're thinking. You know what I mean? Like, since crime rate's so high, we can just carry now and shoot these motherfuckers that's shooting at us.
I mean, if the guns were still illegal, you know, yeah, people still had guns, right? I mean, even though they didn't supposed to. Like I said, we had this discussion of, you know, about them passing these laws after the Buffalo shooting. I felt like people are at a disadvantage. Like, the people who try to live life legally are at a disadvantage. If you can't carry no gun, I'm not gonna carry a gun. But you got the goddamn criminals out there who gonna carry their shit anyway. They gonna come in there and rob you. You don't have shit to protect yourself with. So why not pass a law where people can protect themselves and carry a gun? You feel what I'm saying?
Well, you brought up the Buffalo shooting. Fuck the Buffalo shooting. And I ain't being like biased by that, but I feel it. Hey, this shit every fucking day, bro. Like, nobody go. It's not like mass. It's not one nigga just going on the corner and shooting up everybody. It's like, nigga, this is sporadic people in the city at times now. We getting 7 murders a day in this bitch. Like, this shit getting crazy, bro. Like, I think niggas here trying to keep up with Chicago or something.
Boy.
Like, it's getting bad, bro. Like, June, was it June or July? No, it was June. Last June was the worst in 7 years of murders that we didn't have. So it's like, yo, I mean, I'm telling you this shit. I'm seeing this shit on the news. Like, is there gonna be anybody left in 2023 here, bro? Like, we're gonna all get wiped out. The way that it's sounding, bro, it sounds bad here. You know what I mean? Like, every day we hearing some shit. So I'm not saying because of a mass shooting, they want to pass this shit when these same little knuckleheads are using the same type weapon he used. They just don't have the fucking the artillery and the armor he had. But they got the same type weapons.
Now, I ain't gonna go back to what you said when the Buffalo shooting happened, but it seemed like you sang in a different tone. But let me just give a shout out to my boy here in the building right now, the one I was having a conversation with. What up, Weezy? Well, y'all know him as Chris.
What up, bro? What up, Chris?
But you remember when we actually talked about the Buffalo shooting, you know, so you said you gotta think deeper. It's deeper than what you think. And then one thing you did say, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said watch some laws start changing. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that what's happening?
No, hold on, listen. When I say fuck that, I'm saying I'm seeing worse shit in the city. They could have been changed that law because of the shit that I see in the city right now. Fuck waiting till a fucking massacre happen.
You gotta realize it's publicized. You know, that's why. If little Bobby on 3rd Street goddamn jumping somebody's car to catch a Roger next corner, he got his brains blown off. They don't put that shit in the news.
I got you. They don't put that shit on national news.
National news, yeah.
I got you.
So that's why I just feel like when real tragic shit where multiple people, like we seen with the Buffalo shooting, like we seen in Uvalde, Texas, and shit like that happen, yeah, that shit gonna make public news. But if niggas in the hood is killing themselves, man, they don't give a fuck about that. They ain't gonna make that at national news. Really.
I understand.
But Weezy, man, if you want to come up here on the panel, man, click the link. Cause my bro up here, he said it is happening. He said it ain't that we just robbing each other. At least in Baltimore, he's saying. I guess he can speak for Baltimore. But I don't see that type of shit happening in my city. And my homie, he lived right there in Virginia. But I think it's really a lot of the younger generation. God, I hate saying that shit. But it's true.
The younger generation.
Yeah, bro. I hate saying this shit, but it's true. Yeah, just talking to him and hearing the conversations he had with the younger guys at his job, you know what I'm saying? They sound so fucking ignorant, bro. Like, one of them told him was like, that shit that we rap about just entertainment. But the shit really fucking happening. You know how niggas really want to live that life in their music. They want to really live it because that's what the consumers expect for you to do. So you actually go do the dumb shit.
Stupid, man.
That's fucking stupid.
I don't condone that shit. I mean, some of these little niggas are creative, bro. And I don't give all these little niggas, you know what I mean? What's this dude? I grown to like. I think it's NLE Chopper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him. Yeah, and the reason, you know, I listened to a couple of his songs and I didn't even know they were him, but I heard him do a freestyle. Or I heard him on like one of them radio stations. I just caught it, and then I just, you know, gradually start picking up. I kind of fuck with him. You know what I mean? And it's wild. I really don't fuck with them. A lot of them drill rappers like that. I just don't understand a lot of them. And what's the dude with the Money Boy? What's his name?
Moneybag Yo.
Moneybag Yo. Those are them two young niggas. Now I do mess with Baby and the Baby. I do mess with both of them. But these two little niggas right here, I think got skills, bro. Like lyrically. I fuck with their skills. You know what I mean? All that Black say deep shit once in a while, but he just not really. I don't like his music.
Who you just said?
Kodak Black.
I can't stand him.
I just don't like his music. So I like his deep talk. I think he got a couple bars that I like, but I can't get with his music too much. But there's a couple of these young boys who they can do either or. You get what I'm saying? They can throw some street shit and they still got bars with their shit. I fuck with that shit because I know by the time they get my age, they'll cancel that. You know what I mean? It'll be You know how it is, bro. When we was young, we say what the fuck we wanted to say. Now we're more conscious of what the listener's listening to, and we tend to, you know what I mean, gravitate to that. You know.
Yeah, we was actually talking about that as well. As youth, you know, we ain't want to hear shit. We was hard headed as well. So you try to have some type of understanding for these youth now because they just doing the same shit we did. But what up, Chris? B Weezy in the building, man. What's up, man?
What up, Chris?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Cool,
I'm gonna
bro.
get a little bit off topic with this. Man. But I'm gonna explain this situation to the T. Follow me when I say this right here.
I ain't going nowhere, bro.
You have poor blacks, poor whites. We all in the same boat, right? You know, you have the far right conservatives, which is, conservatives. You have them. Black folks and far right conservatives got a lot in common. And I'm explaining to you why. I'm gonna tell you something about them. I'm not gonna talk about black folks right now. I'm gonna talk about them. When you have poor white folks, you know what I'm saying? They've been in this country for years. All white folks didn't own slaves. Let's get that well understood. So a lot of them migrated here and it was poorer than the black folks. They were slaves. They didn't even know what to do. So to make a long story short, if they grew up poor, which they did grow up poor, you know, when black folks got out of slavery, it was burning every single thing from Oakland, every single thing that we had. It was poor white folks doing that. But poor white folks created something that's causing us real havoc right now. Because
breaking up, bro.
Hold on, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There you go.
Let me turn my Wi-Fi off because, I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Marley 13, Blue Devil.
Can you hear me now?
Spiritual Rising. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Let me get straight to the point, man. I'm trying to break it down too much. Let me get straight to the point. The difference between poor whites and poor blacks is we get welfare staying in the projects. They get welfare staying in the trailer parks and projects and anything else, et cetera, et cetera. In the meanwhile, if black folks are blaming white folks and white folks are blaming black folks for their problems, you creating the beast. The difference between black folks creating the beast is the streets, but the difference between white folks creating the beast is they creating the police. So if you hear all of this anger from this little white boy hearing all this anger from his mama and his parents, if the father in the house or any goddamn thing else, he will become a police. And the system is training. The system keep their own folks poor like that to get angry police. They want angry police. They don't want decent police, rich police. Name a police that you know that came from a suburban neighborhood. You can't even call it. They want them trailer park police that take 6 months to become a police that hate black folks and blame black folks for every goddamn thing where we really ain't got shit around here. That's what they want, to protect the rich white folks. You understand what I'm saying?
You just said a mouthful there. I ain't never look at shit
They I'm telling you, dog, it's like the poor whites got their kids. I'm telling you, man, that's what they're doing. I don't know why nobody don't see that. They keep the poor white folks poor, and then they get the poor white folks to protect the rich white folks. That's why we getting killed all the time around here by angry motherfucking policemen. I guarantee you, if a white police came from a rich neighborhood, from a suburban neighborhood where he was well taken care of, they would tell him, you know what, man, you too qualified. Give me one of them rednecks that grew up on welfare. Give me one of them poor whites that's on Section 8. Give me one of them. Let me put them on the force so they can protect our bag. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I want to hear what New got to say about this, man. You be one that's
I almost interject, bro.
That's some deep shit,
right?
I'm waiting on the interjection.
Well,
Give it to me.
I almost did, bro. But then to me, at the end, you just clarified it because you said they never picked the white people from the gap. I say I know a couple brothers like from the suburban area of mine that are cops, but I don't know no white people that are.
See, that's what I'm saying. Better cops. I'm not talking about brothers.
I got you.
You wasn't listening.
But you're right. I got you on that. You are right about
I'm
that.
I'm trying to spit some real jewels to you.
Police. You're right about that.
I'm trying to spit some real jewels to you. Listen to me. They are breeding poor whites to come after blacks, and the poor whites ain't no different from the blacks. You understand what I'm saying now?
I got you.
They breeding them. That's why kids getting shot 60 fucking times. That's why kids getting shot at a park. That's why knees is on necks around here. Because they are breeding them. And what make it so bad, they are angry because they like, damn, I'm white, man. So shit. I supposed to thrive in this system of white supremacy. I'm supposed to thrive in the system of white supremacy, but it's not happening because they keep you poor on their welfare, no different from the black folks to raise you to protect their bag.
So
and that's what's going on.
It's safe to say, because we as black people always say they programming us, or like spiritual rising said they conditioning us. It's safe to say they actually programming these poor white people. And they don't even
that part. You got exactly what I'm saying. They program themselves. They so thirsty for white supremacy, they will program their own poor people to go against us. You got the point, bro. That's my point.
That's some deep shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never looked at it like that because we always consider the programming to only be for us.
For black folks. No, it's not. Man, money is the root of all evil. This country worships money, nothing else. Look at the coronavirus. Look. I didn't mean to say that. Look at the bull jive that was going on for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Man, this shit got opened up immediately. When summertime came around, it's like there ain't no such thing as it, because you got to go travel. You got to go travel to these beaches. You got to go. You got to go travel. You know what I'm saying? Places that's hot and warm where you can have a good time at with your family. But time it get winter time, all of a sudden they got the count up. The count up back on the news again. You forgot about it, but when it get wintertime, where it get very severe, because it will attack you more during the wintertime when it's not 75 degrees. But if you're not educated on that, you wouldn't know that. So it's not going to really attack you air-wise when it's hot. So you can walk past somebody all day when it's hot and it's above 75 degrees and you wouldn't get affected unless you touch somebody and then it's oral, like you smoking a cigarette after you done dap somebody up, and orally you put something in your mouth. That's the only way you would catch that. But they're not telling you that on the news, because summertime, that's where the money at. That's where the gas prices at and all of that. And they want that fucking money. This is a country of money, nothing else. And I can go deeper than that, but I'm not going to do it on YouTube.
Hell nah. We're gonna leave that shit alone.
But
Yeah.
this is the country of money. I guarantee you, anybody that's listening to me right now, wait the winter time and look at the news. I guarantee you they'll bring that count up again,
Bro,
but
my
they're not
page
gonna bring it
talk
up
about that
right
shit.
now.
I don't give a fuck. I'm one of them ones. We can talk about that shit anytime you want on my page. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Dude,
you don't give a fuck. I don't do striking my shit.
I pay attention to life, bro. I pay attention what goes on around me, bro. That's the best thing I can do in life. I'm an older dude. I pay attention what go on around me, bro. And I don't watch no regular news. I love my grassroots channels. I don't pay attention to the Fox News or Crime Nigga Network, CNN. I don't pay attention to none of that.
Weezy.
None of that.
Weezy, wait, hold on, Weezy. This nigga up here is older than both of us, man.
Hey, wisdom is wisdom, bro. He know I'm telling the truth or some lying, bro.
No, you ain't lying.
No, I'm not saying you lying. You said you.
No. I ain't saying you saying I'm lying. I'm just saying I was talking to him. But yeah, I pay attention to stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got to know what going on around me, dog. I got to protect my family, man. And the truth comes with 100% black folks on the ground running, telling the 100% truth. And the worst thing that they ever did was gave black folks YouTube, boy. Cause remember back in the day, and I'm gonna say this right here, bro. Remember back in the day, since you older than us, you know this. They had BET channel. Remember BET had the news?
Mm-hmm.
That was the only black worldwide news in the history of America was BET when it first came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
OJ trial. The black news BET was on that jive 100. Boy, when that man got set free, from when they couldn't spit no propaganda to the world, when black folks had their own worldwide media channel, because propaganda rules. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's way black folks. That's way, BET slipped that, because propaganda rules. Anybody, if black folks don't have no worldwide media channel, America could say anything about you, and all the other countries will believe it. But that's what set OJ free, BET, because it was worldwide in every other country. Man, they made sure they shut BET down immediately after that man got acquitted, right or wrong.
I can't even think back that far, so I don't want to put that.
So now, look it up. Then look it up. Then look it up. But let me finish this. Let me finish this right here. Okay. So now, for years, black folks were getting scrutinized in the media. And you know one thing that tripped me out? I'm just talking about some recently stuff. The monkeypox shit. I'm like, monkeypox came from Africa? Like, really? If you look at the whole situation, it's basic common sense. When the Ukrainians start coming in the country, all of a sudden that monkeypox appeared, right? Right or wrong?
Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. I got. Hold on. Go ahead.
Hold on. Dude, I'm finna hit you with something real gangster. I'm gonna teach you something. I'm finna hit you with something real gangster, though. And I teach you what? Hold on.
Hold on. You gotta let the man respond, Weezy.
No, he ain't. I'm telling him to go because something I heard. Just let him go. He might even say what I heard. Go ahead, let him go. Go ahead, let him go.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead and say it, man. So we can be on the same page.
Hey, bro, I don't want to spoil your shit, bro. That's not what I was doing. I'm encouraging you to go. No, I'm encouraging.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm finna go old school with this one. I want you to really pay attention, because I gotta watch what I say, because that's my brother, and I would never disrespect his channel. So I gotta really be safe with what I'm about to say. Okay. Monkeypox. Let's get back on that conversation. they tried to say that came from Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, black folks are one of the cleanest folks on earth. If I'm not mistaken, we taught a lot of civilizations how to wash, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had certain civilizations had to pay other people to catch us as slaves because we could smell they funky ass, right? I'm just trying to prove a point here. Okay, this is my point. What killed the Indians? It wasn't war. It wasn't war at all. What took out a whole population of Indians? Don't answer that question. Look it up, because I don't want to get my homeboy fucked up. Look that up. But anyway, all of a sudden, when certain people come in the country, all of a sudden, monkeypox shows up. Think about that. And I'm going to leave it at that. Go ahead and do what you do, bro. Mind teaser. Look it up and think about it.
I'm about to share something with you. You say that, right? So the U.S. have like 3 to 7 bases in Ukraine that, I mean, from what I did the research on, that's where COVID might have came from. But Russia
don't say that on this channel, man. He can get a strike for that.
Okay. Marshall, man, I ain't know that. Well, you put it like this. Russia didn't destroy some of these laboratories. They didn't hit some of these laboratories over there. And those laboratories are like owned by the U.S. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, boss. You on me, boss.
I know where you're going at. Go ahead.
I know where he's going at too.
He was saying though, you get what I'm saying? It fits right in.
Yeah. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let's hit this real quick. I gotta find some. Hold on.
Cops killing, and they picking targets. No shit, like I ain't got a toilet. Play the game, we forfeit. Overall it's bullshit. Overall lies. Overall pride. Everybody got beat until it's time to ride. And the niggas switch up, go to that dark side, and it all go down just like it's low tide. And how you riding that wave, it's like a boat ride. Coming straight at your neck, just like a bow tie. And you done ran out of minutes, now it's go time. Yeah, I feel a whole lot of pain. Yeah, I know I tried just to do the right thing. Yeah, I know times gon' get harder than most. Pray to the most high, vision getting better than most. Open your third eye, imagine seeing life from a view up a bird's eye. Police running down on niggas, killing them curbside.
We got the crazies, just give the word. The guards coming. We make them purge. Guards coming.
We make them purge.
The guards coming.
We make them purge.
The guards coming.
We make them purge.
The guards coming.
We make them purge.
We got the crazies, just give the word. The guards coming. We make them purge. Give me the urge. Give me the strength. Niggas trying to tax me, I claim exempt. My agency's all set, man up the temps. Give them word that the work, we gon' stretch the length. When the cards being dealt, play your hands right. Get yourself straight, then you get your mans right. You're claiming boss, make sure that the plan's tight. Oversight, looking down from a different height. My tunnel vision got me focused like a bird flight. Watching ground moves peeking from a bird's sight. You niggas square me, you botch from a different angle. My attitude's T-Rex, you wanna tangle. We been in prison, the streets the yards, the jail's the whole, back to the cards. If my life matters more than yours, right, then how you match the guard's plan if it's planned right. We got the crazies, just give the word. The guards coming. We make them purge. Guards coming. We make them purge. The guards coming. We crazy. Just give the word. The guards coming. We make them
I'm trying to put bullet holes on police badges. Burn Babylon, burn, turn the bitch to ashes. You slave patrolling my 40 blowing, that's target practice. Pouring gasoline on the flag, now where's my matches? Off the blood of my ancestors, you're living comfortably. I am the karma for crackers, they keep ducking me. Nat Turner whisper in my ear, yeah, he haunting me. Saying make them pay 44 fathers fuckery. I'm hip hop messiah on water, you can't walk with me. Speak on the truth of power, you can't muzzle me. Nothing but pain and gunpowder flow through my arteries. Police sirens, my jackpot, I hit the lottery. I'm dominant, they recessive, yeah, obsolete. I'm going out like a martyr, you gon' remember me. I'ma live forever, my people, they're gonna honor me. Port City, Persia's bitch, so we can be free.
We got the crazy. Just give the word. The guards coming. We make them purge. Guards coming.
We make them purge.
The guards coming.
We make them purge.
The guards coming.
We make them purge.
The guards coming.
We make them purge.
We got the crazy. Just give the word. The guards coming. We make them purge.
And we are back in the building. Just looking at the chat, I see somebody else either knew the answer or they did their homework. That was the first thing that crossed my mind as well, but I want to double check to make sure as well. That's what I found out as well. That's what I thought originally, but I wasn't sure. So I want to double check. You're right, Spiritual Riser. So, what's your thoughts on that?
I know the difference between smallpox and monkeypox.
What's the difference?
I say anybody know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done no research on it, so I can't.
Hey, it don't matter the difference. What matters is the timing of it. It don't matter the difference. Let's get that well understood here now.
So
you ain't picking up what I'm putting down.
No, hold on. So the timing of right now that they have monkeypox is in reference to what they're trying to do, and what is that? Trying to blame it on black folks as usual. Remember when that thing came out, the Asians were trying to blame it on black folks. Like, wow, really? The Asians? And now, listen to me, yeah. I ain't remember. Do your research. I'm knee deep in this shit, bro. I'm knee deep in this shit. Just listen.
You show me where to find that at, because from all my research, it was from Asia.
Exactly. I just said that. You're not listening. Now you're trying to become a detractor. Listen to what I'm saying. They were trying to pull the white supremacist playbook and they were trying to pull the white supremacist playbook and try to blame it on us as usual at our home. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Hold on. P1, slow down, bro. Slow down, man.
I think this nigga just want to go at it tonight, bro. It's gotta be.
No, I don't.
Listen, we know it started in Asia. You said, they said, or tried to blame it on us.
Listen to me. Asia was trying to blame it on us. I can show it to you right now. I can go in my house and let you listen to it right now.
B1. That's what I just said. I said, yeah. You said Asia tried to blame it on us. And I said, I've never heard that before.
No, somebody said, no, they didn't. It wasn't you. That's what I'm saying.
where my
You see,
research.
no, they didn't. No, they didn't. I did my research on it. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the person that said no, they didn't. I did my research on it.
Okay,
I can
so
go
you
in the house
saying
right now
Asia
and let you listen
blamed
to
it
it.
on us?
Let me
Okay,
speak, man.
so if we blamed it on them and they blamed it on us, where you think we gonna get our news from first? We gonna get it from our people. Our people gonna tell us they did it.
Now that part. Now we on the same page. What the Asia tried to pull the white supremacy playbook and tried to blame it on Africa. And African motherfuckers, and what make it so bad? The most safest continent was Africa, and they were praying for Africa downfall. Like, God dang, they gonna catch it real bad. No, Africa didn't. And I'm gonna throw you something else. Remember that president? And I think it was Kenya or somewhere else. The president that came out with that liquid and he bragged about it and said that he knew how to get rid of that. Where he at right now? He's dead, right?
That boss said that the one that got killed.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. So it ain't nothing you can put past black folks that we can't survive. Boy, we done survive lynches, hangings, rapings, and every goddamn thing else. And that's just in America. When it come to our ancestors, and when it come to our people on the continent, dog, we hold it down. The whole world was struggling, but our continent, our home, held it down. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
To the point where they had to knock that man off. And you know why they knocked him off of? It's all about money. When it come to cancer and HIV and all of that, it's all about money. I know a dude that came out with a cancer pill, and they locked him up for 40 years. Man, I wish you had my personal phone number, man, because I like having conversations with people with common sense. You got plenty of common sense. Me and you on the same page, though. If I had your personal phone number, me and you could talk like a motherfucker, man.
Y'all, both of y'all don't forget. This was a long time ago. Y'all both was up here on my panel having this discussion. I said you need to go to his page. Y'all both forgot because it's been that fucking long.
No, he was in his backyard, wasn't he?
Yeah, he used to have his be on his camera.
Yeah, he was on camera.
Y'all done had conversations like this.
I remember.
Early this year, late last year. Yeah, that's why I said y'all both can go back and forth with it. But
yeah, I ain't going against him, dog. Hey, man, we grown men, man. You spit your knowledge, I spit mine. It might be something you don't know, and it might be something that I don't know. I'm not going against you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that well understood here. Knowledge is knowledge, dog. It's no such thing as it's no such thing as why go against somebody when it's a teachable moment every single time somebody have a conversation, a decent conversation. It's always a teachable moment. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that I don't know. I don't know everything at all. I still got a lot to learn. Shoot, a 3-year-old can tell me something I ain't never even known before.
I gotta go to my daughter when I get a new phone. I mean,
hey, man, my son chopped me up on the same stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we old school like that. But hey, what we do works. So anything else is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, man, if I can talk, text on the phone and everything else, I'm good. I don't need all that extra stuff. But you never know, boy. You never know. You never know. You might get a job, be like, hey, I want you to Skype me on the phone. On your cellular phone, you got your email and all of this. They're like, Skype you. I don't know nothing about no goddamn Skype. Shit, you better do on my motherfucking ass, motherfucker. I know about that. I don't know about all the extra shit.
Let me say something real quick, Weasel. In case y'all don't know, Chris, this is my childhood friend. You know what I'm saying? Neutral is my brother. We good up here. I just want to make sure y'all know ain't no goddamn beef. Y'all know how me and Neutral go at it. This is my goddamn.
Man, I hope the chat ain't going in like that because I can't read it, man. It's all good.
No, I just want to put that out there because I know how things can come across because they don't know you as well as they know Neutral because it's been a while since you've been up here and this is some new people up here in my chat, so I just want to make sure they understood.
All the old school people know me.
Yeah, the old school. None of them in here. Ain't hardly none of them.
Ain't none of them. Uncle Charles, nobody in there. You right.
None of them in here. So a lot of these people don't know you. So I want to make sure they understood. This is how we talk.
Yeah, Chris cool. Man, him.
Hey, but
like
you can't say, hey, I understand y'all the Superman on the panel, but you can't say I ain't said nothing wrong.
No, you ain't saying nothing wrong, bro.
I didn't say nothing wrong at all.
You didn't say nothing wrong.
And if you want to be a detractor on what I said, do your research. Because I didn't say nothing wrong at all. Just straight knowledge. Nothing else.
We good, man. We good. We can leave that alone. I just want to put that out.
Yeah, let him drop some more juice. Fuck that. I mean, my bad.
No, I
what
really
got it. What else you got up there, Chris?
I don't really think. Cause did you hear what he said earlier, B1, about what we was discussing about the robbing and robbing who and why not rob them and rob them? Did you hear his response to that?
No, I caught it last. But go ahead and refresh me on that. I had just got in. I had some stuff to handle in the house real quick. I came in late. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Tell him what you told me.
Well, Boss was saying y'all discussion, and he was saying that, why is it our people rob our people more, basically, than they would rob, the rich white people.
True facts.
Now, I'm telling him, I said, I don't know, bro. I'm from B-more, bro. And from what I'm hearing, everybody getting robbed. It's old people, young people, white people, black people. These niggas is crazy out here this year. I don't know what it is, but they're just carjacking everybody. So
carjacking is a different story. The key word is carjacking. That's a different stealing trade. I'm talking about just straight up the nigga geared up type shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's what me and Jay were talking about. Now carjacking, you're not finna get no real expensive car out of regular black neighborhood like that. So basically what me and Jay was talking. All right, go ahead.
See, black people going down into the white neighborhood and they robbing them. These are young kids. These are like 20 and under. And yes, they are jacking Mercedes-Benz and high-priced cars from white people in their neighborhood. I'm telling you, it's a little something in the water that's a little bit different this year. And I don't know what it is. But robberies, like people coming from bank machines. I got this alert thing on my phone. And this shit bings all day. I gotta cut this shit off, bro. There's robberies in my area and things going on in my area. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of it are assaults and robberies. And like me, I drive, bro. So I'm driving where I go. There's a lot of people I see walking, catching the bus, and these are the people that they hitting. And I'm not saying it's just happening in my neighborhood because Fells Point.
That's the key word. That was my rebuttal of what you were saying. But finish talking because I was going to come with that. The key word is your neighborhood.
Yeah, these places where these rich white people at, and they got the condos and shit. Yeah, they're on the news just like we are. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree. But what I was saying is different strokes from different folks. All these little young dudes don't think the same. You got 100% goons in your city, like man, anything goes. You got ignorant dudes down here that'll let them go. I'm telling you, I've seen it for myself, dog. I worked at one of the most biggest hotels in Virginia. One of the most popular, biggest hotels in Virginia. You got a 5-story parking lot. And you can take an elevator to go there. And I'm telling you, I done seen co-workers that done got robbed, and white dudes are pulling up in Maseratis, all kind of stuff. And they might have their wallet in their pocket. I'm just exaggerating on this, but they might have a wallet in their pocket with $100 bill sticking out, and they won't touch them. But you would rob a hard-working person, a male that's making the bed, or a woman that's making the bed, or a maintenance man that's probably getting paid goddamn $11.50 an hour. You would go rob them instead of go robbing the motherfucker that you know for a fact got money because you're looking at his car, but you will let him slide. But you will go rob a regular coworker. Man, this world is these young dudes these days, man, they have no morals at all.
Can I
Period.
explain that though?
Yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
explain what I'm hearing? Okay, you said you got a 5-star hotel, right? And what you said you're seeing is a lot of black folks that are working getting robbed. My first question to you are these black folks calling the police?
That's a good question. That is a great question. Hey, hold on. I understand where you're going at. Hypothetically speaking, you are right on what you're saying, and that's the problem in our neighborhood. What goes on right now, because the thing that pissed me off about some shit is stop snitching. I can't stand it in a neighborhood because the simple fact is snitching mean if I'm selling dope and you selling dope and I'm mad that you got money, I'll call the police on you. How be damn in my neighborhood? How be fucking damn my neighborhood would I let a killer walk around and I got a 16-year-old son in my motherfucking house, though? That's not snitching. That's protecting your neighborhood. We as black folks, the only ones who condone killers in our fucking neighborhood. And that's dumber than the motherfucker, dog. And you won't care about anybody else until that shit happen in your fucking house. I can't stand that shit. And the stop snitching t-shirts, it can be a goddamn white supremacist redneck selling the goddamn shirts, and niggas will walk around with stop snitching t-shirts and shit. And this redneck motherfucker getting rich off of your dumb ass. Talk about stop fucking snitching while your kids are dying on the motherfucking streets.
Let the church say amen, man. God damn. Let the church say amen.
That shit pisses me the fuck off. We used to, like Pac say, like Tupac said, that's my favorite rapper of all time. He said, we used to be a close-knit community, but now we all total strangers. Back in the day, we used to get sugar from the house. Back in the day, the neighbor used to beat your ass if you done did everything. If they done caught you walking down the street and done did something wrong. The neighbor at the end of the street will beat your motherfucking ass if you done did something wrong. And guess what? Your mama get off of work and drink a goddamn beer and smoke a joint with the motherfuckers. And then she go in the house and beat your ass. Now you got total motherfucking strangers. You don't even know your next door neighbor. All you know is, hey, how you doing? Shit, it's supposed to rain today. That's your next door neighbor talk right now. Back in the day, it didn't used to be like that. Back in the day, the neighbors be like, hey, man, your kid out there doing wrong. Oh, for real? Shit, I'm finna whip that motherfucker ass. Now you working all day, busting your motherfucking ass as hard as the world is right now. Inflation going up. Fuck it. Let me be quiet. Anyway, that's hey, you know I like politics, so I'm finna get off of that. But fucking with shit. Your next door neighbor is a stranger now. You know what I'm saying? If your next door neighbor jacks your kid up, you and your baby mama be out there beating that motherfucking neighbor ass. But that neighbor might be 100% right for being like, hey man, your kid out there cussing, yelling, your teenager out there selling drugs in front of the house while you at work, while you and your husband at work, your teenager out there selling drugs. Man, I cuss that motherfucker out. I wish the fuck you would cuss that. That's my son. You got a motherfucking nerve cussing at my motherfucking son. I'll go out there and beat your motherfucking ass, bitch. You know, cussing and yelling. That neighbor is saving your kid's life, you dumb motherfucker. That neighbor is giving you the heads up while your back is turned, busting money to take care of this motherfucker. He don't even have honor for his own parents. That's busting their ass working a 9 to 5. He want to go out and get his own fucking money the wrong fucking way instead of getting his ass out and get a goddamn job like his parents. What the fuck is wrong with the world right now?
They killed the village.
Please explain that to me.
What did you say, New?
They killed the village.
Yeah, they murdered it off.
That part. That part. When me and Jay grew up, shit, you fuck up on that goddamn street, you gonna get your ass whipped.
Yep. And then get another ass whip when your mama got home. That's just
exactly.
And
out the shower with a switch.
We was talking about that earlier. You know, a lot of kids feel tough, you know what I'm saying, with their parents because the way the laws are now set up. Oh, you put your hands on your kid, you going to jail. Man, look here.
The police, the teachers teach them that. And I'm going to tell you why the teachers teach them that. Because the white folks had problems with their kids while black kids was obedient. And they were jealous of that. Black mama beat your motherfucking ass. White mama like, go get in the corner. Go get in the corner, Timmy. You done fucked up. Get in the corner. Shit. But why goddamn black mama be like, nigga, beat your motherfucking ass. So now they're like, goddamn, my kids don't even know how to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. The black kids like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Obedient. Man, true story. Not making this up. My son, it's a woman at the 7-Eleven down my street. She loved my son to death. And if you don't believe me, while I'm on YouTube Live, I would take the phone to my wife and let her tell the story. That woman fell in love with my son so much. She was like, man, your son is so obedient. He always say, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Man, that woman, every single time I go get cigarettes and Black and Miles from that store, she would give me a Snicker for free. A fucking Snicker. Snicker costs a lot of money these days. She would give me a fucking Snicker every single fucking time I go to that store and say, give it to my son, dog. Because I raised my son to say, yes, sir, no, sir. I tell him to respect his elders because I learned from my elders. I grew up by men. You know what I'm saying? My mama didn't raise me like that. I grew up by men. Men raised me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me read
men
something.
Raised me.
Let me read some of these comments because they loving this discussion. I'm gonna start with y'all since I got it on. What's going on, Cuzzo? She said these thieves are setting themselves for the clap back. Enough is enough from these young black KKK idiots who support white supremacists.
And that's exactly who they are. I love that comment. I'm gonna let you read. I gotta say that. I'm gonna stick to that. I'm writing that down. I love that comment.
April says, "What is community watch these days? It's supposed to be protection." I thought exactly. These parents don't even watch the kids outside playing. Protect the kids. Blue Devil say it takes a community to raise a child. We all know that. Facts. And I think that's, I caught up with the comments. I think everybody else is just speaking to each other.
Okay. Can I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
She is 100% right. Because the simple fact is, black folks done turn into the new white supremacists, dog. When you got a car and you doing good, you can ride in the white neighborhood, they won't fuck with you. Ride in your own neighborhood in that good car. Who plotting on you? Black folks. I'm just being real.
That's
black
real.
Folks. Your own people. Your own people. When you wearing a nice chain, to the point where chains ain't even in style no more because of bullshit like that. Who's the first one to rob you? And you know what make it so bad? You can dress in Gucci to the T. You can dress in the fresh Jordans to match the goofy outfit to the T. And you can go in a white neighborhood and they'll look at you like you wearing Jordache. Like it's nothing to them. But you can go in the black neighborhood and get worshipped so much for wearing that shit, well, a nigga will rob you just because of what you're wearing. Make that make sense. And none of us own none of these. Hold on. Here go the key shit. None of us own none of these clothing lines. When FUBU first came out, FUBU was popular than the motherfucker. By us, for us. Black dude owned that shit. That shit was popular than the motherfucker. White man say, hell no, y'all niggas finna buy this Gucci. I'm finna buy this whole clothing line off this nigga. Cause y'all niggas gonna get this money up. But we want y'all to buy Gucci, Tommy, Polo, all of that shit. Y'all black motherfuckers ain't coming up with no goddamn clothing line. All y'all money belong to us. They brought the clothing line. Now, if you wear a FUBU shirt, nigga, you wearing that old dumbass shit, nigga, I'm wearing Polo. Nigga, the Polo, you paying white folks for it. Black folks, you used to pay black folks for it, you dumb motherfuckers. Put it together. Make it make sense.
Hold on.
Look, oral sex, Demo. You see oral sex? Look, oral sex. Look. You oral sex. Use oral sex. Let that sperm of that man out. Out, you Demo. Out. Let go.
Delivered me 2 Sundays back. Then a demon came with his penis and
Jones.
Just because I'm from the ghetto doesn't mean that I'm ghetto. Me never having shit doesn't mean for less I'ma settle. They look and label me thug, nah, I'm just a rebel. They quick to call you a drug addict for rolling rellos. Judging the book by its covers, these stupid motherfuckers. I use a smile to mask the pain as a suffer. Mud on my boots, you got that right, I just came from the gutter. I'm just a reflection of America's true colors. They lie and say they love you, but they so damn quick to judge you. Wrong way they rub you, backstabbing you when they hug you. Every sister ain't a sister, every bro ain't a brother. The box they trying to put me in, I broke it down and dumped the house with the damn lumber.
I'm here delivering game. They ain't these pictures, but they will not fit in the frame. So what is my aim? I guess I'ma need to explain. And you can keep all of your change. I keep my money locked up in the bank, but boxing me in, that's something you can't. I go so hard when I bang in the bank. I'm crashing the boys and I'm clearing the lane. When I came in the game, they just knew I would change. I can only do me, we don't do me the same. There's so many genres, hip hop got the own. When it comes to these rappers, a lot of them phony. I know that I'm great, they be calling me Tony. You live at the top, just prepare to be lonely. They bitches be begging to come up and blow me, but I never let them, cause bitches don't know me. And half of these bitches, they niggas, they owe me. These niggas be hating, that's why they be trolling me. Slowly they folding, they call me the coldest. And I give a fuck if I'm one of the oldest. I know that you notice the lyrics I'm holding. They won't fit in the box, I don't care how you fold it. My pedigree different, I just need niggas to listen. Tell them quit all of that bitch.
My categories unidentified. They tested and tried to put me in a box, but I can never fit inside. Wonder why? Probably cause I just don't like they vibe. Bigger fish to fry.
I can never fit up off in that box that you made for me. You feel like I'm a failure. I feel my suit is tailored, and it's just time to tell it. I've been the truth in the boosters, I tested mine. Why they pay you die? Cause I be fucking them right. There they go, pocket watching dot again, man. Even if she was a 10, man, I got no heart like the 10, man. These bitches was bringing me down, I bet I won't let them hoes do it again, man. I hit the streets like they was paid for me. Lucky I made it out. I believe that my mama was praying for me. I went from the pen straight to the roster. Pass me a pen, I'm making $1, loving the look on their face when I just make a deposit. I'm back when I'm on like I never been off. You killing your wall, you niggas this off. You really just part of the clan, you just not wearing the cloth. We not the same at all.
Look, my categories unidentified. I don't travel on the same path that they do. My action straight proof. We had to break loose, we broke the most. BSM shit coast to coast, from the 3rd coast to the 4th coast. Then it's back to the west side, then it's back to the south side. And it's off the meter, off the ether, out the speaker. No dum-dums in the mix. Never that, never that. Move on a whole nother atlas, they wonder why. Big fish, we don't move with the undersized. These sect the alumni, never comply with the masses. Mind stay placid, no disturbance in my actions. I'm not excited like Hollow say. Hey, monkey see, monkey do, bro, this shit not okay. Wait. First time round was the real plot. This time round is a kill shot. Ride to the wheel stop. Tell them again this is the sequel. They better let the veteran present, give them a refill. I don't pump regular gas and shit diesel. Let them pump 87, never change or make concessions. Nah, never that, never that. My categories unidentified. They tested and tried to put me in a box, but I can never fit inside. Wonder why? Probably cause I just don't like they vibe. Bigger fish to fry. My categories unidentified. They tested and tried to put me in a box, but I could never fit inside. Wonder why? Probably cause I just don't like they vibe. Bigger fish to fry. Yeah. Ride out. I set the mafia.
I don't know what happened to you, Weezy.
That shit was jazz.
Yeah, man. Black
I'm mad.
What'd you say?
I'm mad I didn't get on it.
That was from volume 2.
I know he sent that to me, but I wasn't recording, and I was going to the studio to send him the shit at that time.
Oh, okay.
And, I think me and my peoples was, because I think I wrote the words, but I just never went to the studio to do it. Hey, bro, somebody said something, bro.
I got you, Marley 13. I'm gonna check it out. When I get off here.
Hey, I think it was Fifi. Let me look. Yeah, put Fifi comment up for me.
I think I had it up here a little while ago.
Well,
This one right here?
take this a little bit different than where it's normally.
That's the one you talking about right now?
Yeah. She said, I raised my son without his dad who wasn't around due to his dad's drug use. I raised my son to say yes, ma'am, to his elder and hold doors for me and other adults. Fifi was exactly my mother. And that's exactly my situation in life. And my question to Fifi, first I'm going to ask, how old is your son right now? Because I'm going to wait before I ask her if she's still out there.
I think that was the last comment she made. So I don't know. Yep, no, she made another one. Fifi, if you're in the chat, we want to know how old your son, you said how old he was at that time?
Yeah, how old is she? She said 25.
25.
How would you feel if at 45 your son was responsible for the person who didn't take care of him? She said, I'm 66.
Why you do that, man?
Because I gotta know.
That's a good question. It's a good question.
Now, how would you feel if your son at any point in his life would have to take care of his father?
That's a good question. I gotta go back and reread that goddamn statement again now. Make sure I caught everything. Okay. Shout out to the man above in the building. Appreciate
you, bro. I spoke to him. I don't know if he heard me or not.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I speak to all my people I didn't speak to. Yaya, spoke to my cousins. Blue Devil, I think I spoke to Blue Devil. Charlie,
Chris said he can't find the link.
Oh, okay.
She said, I have no problem. That's crazy. Do you think your son will have a problem?
Look. Let me just make sure I spoke to everybody. I don't want to touch on it yet. I'm going to let y'all see on that one.
What'd you say?
I just want to look through the comments. What's up, Lorraine?
You said your son will have a problem with it? I got you. I'm in a situation like that, sort of like that.
Double rainbow.
I got my here with me. And same situation. And we kind of, bump heads a lot. A lot. But I would say it's more better times than it is worse. But, we do bump heads a lot. And one thing I have lost for a lot of gentlemen who don't take care of their kids is respect. And I lost that respect for my father. So the same way I'm in on here with y'all is the same way I'm with him. you know, and I don't even try to slip up and cuss in front of my mother or even my grandmother. You know what I mean? So just that level of respect I have when adults around me or elders are around me right now. You know, I kind of, you know when to, chill. Like Lorraine, if she comes up here, I try not to be on no, rah rah stuff. Like she ain't up here, I'm fuck shit and damn. You know what I mean? Oh damn, Lorraine right there. She put me right there. But um I'm just respectful like that, but my mom's have a problem with my respect for him and the fact that I have none. And I mean, he does have a problem with it, but I mean, I think at this point he understands. He just got to deal with it. You know?
Do you understand why your mom feel like that?
I try to think, bro, and to be honest, my mom and my brother don't feel the same way as me.
But to me, it speaks volumes about who your mom is. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good woman in my eyes, because at the end of the day, you feel like Pops wasn't around like he should have been. And nowadays you got fathers who trying to be in their kids' life, and the mothers are trying to block that shit for whatever they selfish reasons is. You know what I'm saying? We can already know that wasn't your mother.
Oh
Even though
no, it wasn't.
even though she'd probably know the same thing or feel the same way you felt, that he should have been there. And
Yeah,
she would not
one
allow
thing,
you to disrespect him. And that's what a real mother would do.
one thing I can honestly say, bro, is my mother never like she never talked down. She told me why she left, and it was like it's up to you to believe that shit. If he gonna tell you something different, it's up to you to believe. But I left because of this reason right here, and whatever he tells you, I mean, you can believe that or not because that's what he's going to lie to you, And it took me to experience that, he lied to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, and
Right.
I think that that was one part, and I seen this as a kid, so it kind of pushed me away. But it was just the absence at the time. It wasn't like I could go to his house. He wasn't real stable, so I wasn't even never worried about that. You get what I'm saying? Like I say, I was a spoiled child anyway. My mother did what she had to do, and you know, it's just now that I just don't think. I don't know how men try to make up time with a child. You get what I'm saying? Or, with their child. And I don't. I'm like, I'm so much into who I am that like I don't have time. You know what I mean? Like, if the situation was different, then you wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? Like, if the situation was different, he wouldn't even be with me. But it is what it is, and it's here. You get what I'm saying? So my respect stops at a certain level for any man. You know what I mean? Now I just don't go down there and fuck with him or nothing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just, I think he's just more of I don't spend enough time with him. You know what I mean? I feed him every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or breakfast and dinner, whatever he wants. I see him all the time. I talk to him, but I don't just go down there and sit in this room with him for 3 and 4 hours and shit. Like, I'm just not like that. You know what I mean? And I think that's what he wants sometimes. And
So, do you think it's safe to say, and this is just a question for me, you feel like he don't deserve the same love and respect you have for your mom because she was there the whole time? Is that what it is?
oh yeah, I feel like that a little bit. I
But
really do. I don't know how
does
to
it?
change that feeling, but I feel like that. But I mean, again, it's my feeling towards men who don't take care of their kids. Like, it's just not. I'm not singling him out. Maybe because of him, I feel like this about all men, and it just so happened that he's back in my life. You get what I'm saying? So, and again, like, when he was at his lowest peak last year when I got him. Lowest peak, bro. Like I didn't think he was gonna make it. And 100 pounds more right now than he was when he first came here. You get what I'm saying? Like the nigga's good. You feel what I'm saying? But I just feel funny, bro. It's just a weird feeling I got. You know what I mean?
How did the conversation go? I know we chat about this in the past, but I'm pretty sure they want to know this. Like when you stated a little while ago, he feel like you should be around more. How did that conversation go when he made that statement, being that that's what you needed when you was younger?
He never really made it. It's just what I feel. You get what I'm saying? Like just some of the things he never really made that statement. I think it's just how I feel he should. You know, he's
Okay.
thinking like he got some sad moments. You know what I mean? Like partially he's 90% blind. That's his saddest moment. You get what I'm saying? So I think when you sitting there, you get to reflect on a lot of things, and a lot of things that we talk about. To me, he don't have no idea who the fuck I am. You get what I'm saying? Like, he just don't have no. I grew past who my family is. You know, not spending time with that side of the family. I just grew past them. So, you know, I'm my own man right now. I'm who my mother raised. I'm more of a product of my grandfather than anything. You know, and he wasn't even my real grandfather. I mean, that was like my grandmother's husband. I mean, all my life, he took care of my mother when she was young. So he's my grandfather. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I didn't realize this until I got older that, he's not really my blood. You get what I'm saying? But I'm more of a product of him, you know, the man that he was, you know, than anything. You get what I'm saying? And he was the one that, you know, you open doors for women. He it was him and my mom. They put that in. Don't get in the door before your mom sitting in her car and her seatbelt and all that shit. Like that's what it was.
I'm gonna ask Chris this question, but I want you to read the comment that the rain put across the screen, and I'm gonna come back to you. Weezy, did you hear the question that Neutral asked Fifi? If you didn't, I'll repeat it because I want to hear how you would handle the same situation. Because I think
no, I didn't hear it. I finally got the link to get in.
all right, so you know, Fifi was talking about her son relationship with her father, and Neutral asked, what if the son had to be responsible taking care of the parent that was never there for them as a kid? How would you handle that? And God forbid, I got love for your pops, but your pops had to depend on you for the rest of his life, and he was never there for you. How would you handle that, bro?
Dude, I completely understand what he's saying, but I can't say that we kind of cut from a different cloth on that, because I had my father. He was in and out. He had a lot of us, but he did the best he can. But that's another conversation. But the key word, what he said is he had his grandfather, and his grandfather taught him how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? It's the single parent household, especially when it comes to women. I'm not trying to ruffle women's feathers, but you can never teach a man how to be a man.
Right.
Unless you got older brothers, cousins, or anything that's around your child at an age to teach him how to be a man. You don't have to have the father in the house to be a man, to have your child to become a man. As long as he have male figures around him, it could be an uncle or older cousin or anything else, to teach him how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's basically what I'm saying on that point. And boy, we need to do a live on that one, because I love that conversation. But
Mm-hmm.
that is basically what it is. But he had it. But he had his step grandfather, and he's an awesome grandfather because he took the responsibility of a whole family. Just imagine being a grandfather coming in to a ready-made family and held the ready-made family coming down. I mean, held the whole ready-made family down like a real man supposed to. That's like having a man that comes and meet a woman with 3 or 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? And none of them yours. But you stepped into that woman's life and made her and her kids successful. That's an awesome man, and he should be celebrated for that. But being that we're men, they try to destroy everything that a man goddamn does these days. And like I said, that's another conversation. But his grandfather is an awesome man. His step grandfather is an awesome man. He took a ready-made family on, and he held it down like it was his. That's what a real man's supposed to do. Anytime he say he loved that woman and lay down with that woman, he got to take on the responsibility that woman brought on. No matter how many kids she has, if you can lay down with her, you can take care of her family. And that's what his step-grandfather did, and he did a great job doing it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on YouTube saying it right now.
Right. Absolutely. So, New, appreciate that, B1. Did you read what Lorraine said? If you did, what's your thoughts about that?
Said, well, she was the reason he wasn't there. You don't know how to express yourself with him. Which I didn't really. She might have to come up here. She wasn't the reason. He was the reason.
That's what I felt too. Yeah.
She gave him.
Us men got to get respect, man.
She caught him once and told him, don't. She said, one more time, bro. If I catch you doing this, and she caught him again, and that was it. She was done.
I'm gonna read this next comment. Let's see. I think it came from Yaya Mcuzzo. She said, "You do more for your dad than some people. Dads who have been in their lives always. Feeding your dad every day is commendable and human. Salute, respect, King." I mean, you can't do nothing but give New respect for that, because like there was a lot of probably built up anger and pain inside this man, and now you have to depend on me now. Like I think a lot of youngins will turn their back. Like, fuck you. You ain't do shit for me. But I think the love and respect that you have for your mom is why you did it, bro. And I ain't trying to take nothing from you, a lesson, the reason why you did it, but it had to be because of your mom. Because guess what? Your mom didn't do it. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying anything bad about her for not doing it, because she was with the man.
Look, she can't do it. She going on with her life. You get what I'm saying? Like,
okay, yeah, okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
what her husband will say, like,
hey, listen, this shit finna blow your mind. My auntie did it. She was married. You know my auntie Christy to be one.
Yeah, I know Christian.
You remember Tyrone?
Yeah.
My auntie Christy got married. Tyrone did her wrong, whatnot. My auntie moved on with her life.
And still took care of him while he was in the wheelchair.
Took care of him in her house. Now, of course, wasn't shit he can do for my auntie. He couldn't do nothing. But her husband allowed that shit. That was the biggest goddamn. That's huge. I mean,
that's respect, man.
That's huge. What's up, Lioness?
She coming to get me.
But could I say something real quick? I'm gonna get off the conversation, but I'm gonna get on the conversation me and you had.
Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to move from it yet, because Lioness finna come up here and respond, and I guess explain to New.
Okay, that's cool.
All right, cool. Lioness, you there?
You on mute?
No, she ain't on mute. You know, Lioness, her Wi-Fi have to catch up with her. When she come up here, it has to catch up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to give her a second. Let me read some of these comments while we wait on that. Fifi said, I actually was willing to let his dad be a dad, despite his failure to assist or pay child support, but his dad was unwilling. because I refused to deal with his dad. Damn, I'm don't take this the wrong way, Fifi, but that's what females do. Did y'all hear that? I'm gonna read that one more time. I was actually willing to let him be a dad, despite the failure of his sister to pay child support, but his dad was unwilling to do it because she didn't want to have anything to do with him. Don't that sound like a female, fellas? Just tell the truth now.
No, that sound like some weak ass niggas I know, bro.
Man,
I'm not lying to you, bro. I know niggas that won't take care of their child because the girl didn't want to be with. That's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and that's the that goes back to where I was trying to intervene with the conversation, because that is true, 100%. But I was about to bring up about the situation that's popular on YouTube about the girl with the girl refusing the goddamn McDonald's shit.
It's McDonald's.
You see, I can't help it, man. I ain't trying to change the subject, but I just gotta say something about this shit, dog.
What you got, bro?
Dude. This girl admitted saying, everybody think you're a good father. I'm like, man, that type of female right there is why dudes want to be there for their kids. And I know I might ruffle some female feathers when I say this. Dudes want to be there for their kids, but that type of woman, if you trying to roll up to see your kid and you got to deal with that shit, you be like, man, look here, man. I tried my best to be in my kid life, but I'll be damned. If I'm having a good day, I got a good job, I'm doing good, and I want to see my kid. And every time I go over there to see my kid, I got to deal with this. It will drive you crazy, bro. And then this motherfucker, well, you like, man, you know what? Fuck it, man. They would call you deadbeat baby daddies. You a deadbeat baby daddy. All kind of fucking bullshit. And you trying to be there for your child life. She might done mess with about 3 or 4 different dudes over the years. And you like, man, I don't care, man. I'm not even looking at the dude sideways. I'm actually feeling sorry for him. Just let me pick up my kid. That's all I want. That's all I want is my kid. And in front of the dude, she goes out there acting an ass. She come out there acting an ass in front of the new nigga. It's like, dude, man, what can I do to get my kid? So when motherfucker like, fuck it, we the bad guys. I just don't understand that. Them type of women will run a man away. And if a woman put themselves in a man's shoes, and if a man sit there, every time the woman want to come see the child, the man coming out there bickering all the time about some dumb shit, put yourself in our shoes and you'll see what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good fathers out here that got mothers like her.
Absolutely.
Not even caring about the child feelings. All she caring about is her. But I tell you what, on YouTube, I'm gonna say this because this real life shit. I guarantee you, if I went over there and seen her, I'll put the dick in her ass real quick in 2 seconds. Because that's what she want. Even if I'm with a woman, it will make it so bad. If I'm with a woman, that's what she want. I guarantee you, shit, he ain't gonna see his child until he give me that dick. Shit, he gonna give me that dick. Shit, you give her the dick, you can see the child all goddamn day. You can be married. But you got to give her some dick just to see your damn child. And if you don't give her no goddamn dick, that girl will give you the top-notch migraine. Just to see your goddamn kid. That's what men got to go through. But when the motherfucker like, fuck it, they like, they in the streets on social media. Oh, girl, he a deadbeat and all of this here. Them type of girls is poison. And they the type of goddamn girls that make men, that make men, when you just imagine that's your first experience, a woman like her. If you in love with a girl and that's your first girl that you ever been in love with that done you like that, man, when you break up with her, you will be on point. Like, man, I hope I never get a female like her. And she make it harder for the real good women. Because your mind is everywhere. Like, man, I hope you ain't like my baby mama. Oh my goodness. And the same, it's vice versa. It's the same thing with women. If a man drug a woman so goddamn bad, when she get with the next man, she got her fist up like Mike Tyson, just block it like Floyd Mayweather. He the best defensive boxer I know. She got her shit up like Floyd Mayweather, just blocking every goddamn thing. Like, oh no, nigga, you going to the store? Oh no, nigga, you finna fuck that bitch.
Hey, I want to welcome. We got a couple of new panelists up here with us, and let me give a shout out to Nico B in the building. What's going on? I just introduced B1 to UNYJ new single. We're gonna play that in just a minute. But we got the Lioness back up here. We got our brother L. Dot in the building. What's going on, fam?
What's happening, man? Y'all always had the best conversations going on. You feel me?
What up, Dot?
You know that McDonald, was that crucial?
No, that's B1. That's my childhood friend, man. He ain't been up here in a minute, but yeah, that's my fam right there.
All right, shout out. We got a new troll in the building too.
Yeah.
Well, y'all talk about that McDonald's video?
Yeah.
I stopped doing videos on it because I found out it was satire.
Wait, what?
Satire. It was a skit.
So her explanation was bullshit too.
Yeah, it was all bullshit. They couldn't find out she only had one child and all this and that. She's an Instagram girl. And
I hate to cut you off, but I did kind of hear about that.
Uh-huh.
But people are basically basing it off the narrative. You know what I'm saying? I did hear that was a skit. Willie D said it. Willie D said, man, you know what? I think that's a skit. Cause I watch Willie D YouTube channel too. I was like, man, you know, that dude kind of, but it's just the narrative of it. You know what I'm saying? Cause you actually do have females that think like that.
Well, yeah, I want to speak on that. Shout out to Willie D. Willie D was on my show before me. We chopped it up. That's my nigga right there. There's another skit too that I did a video about. That was actually a skit. The video with the mother having sex with the son. That was another skit.
Yeah, I remember because the mama came back in the car acting like she was crying. I'm talking about she ain't had not a tear on her goddamn face, and the dude sitting there with some old tight ass briefs on. Yeah, I watched that one.
So that's the skit. What I'm saying is that it ain't nothing wrong with this because even though those were skits, it brought out some good arguments. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't see myself working off something I know ain't real after I find out it ain't real.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's all respect.
Yeah, the topic's still good though.
So yeah, it is. It's still a good topic because, like B1 said, there are women out there that's like that. But who confirmed this?
Yeah, man. After I found out it was fake, I didn't even go no more deeper into it because then I found out all of those skits are fake. You know the little skinny guy that be doing all those funny skits, it kind of pertaining to the same topic. He was involved in this as well. Like, so I'm like, it ain't real, but it went viral, so they've been playing along with it.
You talking about E-Realist?
Yeah, that skit was a skit, bro. That wasn't her, bro. They went to find this girl on Instagram. Her friends came out doing little videos about it and everything, bro. She only got one kid.
Yeah, I think you're talking about E-Realist. That's the dude, the dark-skinned, skinny dude, and his girlfriend. I think that's who you're talking about anyway.
That little bony nigga that be doing the little shoot the videos where he be rapping with the gun in his hand.
I don't know about that. No, okay. I don't know about him. We got Linus in the building. I think she was trying to come up earlier to respond to a statement that she put in the chat. Linus, are you with us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
I kind of went through the same thing with my oldest son. His father was into drugs and white women. And I grew up with 4 brothers. And for some odd reason, Mama didn't trust Daddy to discipline or even teach the boys anything. Anytime he said something to them, she defended them. So I was kind of the same way. Um, a man couldn't tell my son much, and because I didn't know how they qualified, how a man was supposed to be because of the way daddy was. He was very docile around the house, but he drank a lot. So he would walk around with a cup of coffee, or so we thought, or a cup of Kool-Aid that was full of gin. So that was the example that I had. There was really no trust in a man being man enough to teach your son. And so we my oldest son's father and I split up, and he was terrible. He was an awful child. He was. He lied a lot. He stole all the time. He got kicked out of school. Um, um, he went to. I sent him to Kansas to stay with his family, thinking he needed to be around his daddy and around people that looked like him. He came back from there um, as dirty as his daddy was. And I sent him to Kentucky to yeah. He went to I sent him to Kentucky to the Job Corps, so he got some skills in that. He hooked up with some Jamaicans up there. They were running in and out of people's houses, stealing and stuff, um, uh, into drugs, and he came down here and got my son Melvin. He was the next one, and took him back to Kentucky with him. They were doing a robbery. Somebody called the police, or an alarm went off or something, and he left Melvin. I think Melvin was maybe 14 or 15 at the time, left Melvin in the house. So, yeah, the girlfriend's parents had to contact the church group to send him back here. So it's like, I did that. I was the reason that he didn't have um, his father's input. The reason that he couldn't be a better man, because it's like I blocked that, and a lot of women do that. We can't make men. We can't. We can raise them, but we can't make them men. And I didn't allow him the opportunity to have a man around him that was going to teach him something that was going to benefit him. And the first person would have been his father, regardless of how I felt about his father. Like I said, the drug use and chasing white women, it was just unbearable. And my son, he's in prison now. I think he's got 3 or 4 more years left. He's been locked up, for the last 10 or 15, and he's sending kites to different women and trying to hook up with white women online. Just he. I feel like I messed him up. He's got the gift of gab. He's got a beautiful smile, but the ninja ain't worth nothing, and I take responsibility for that.
No,
I do.
man, you can't take responsibility for that.
So do you
I see
understand what
where
I
you're
was
going with
saying,
it.
Nunu?
I get what you said.
Yeah,
Oh, my
I
fault.
got
Go
what you're
ahead.
saying.
We
I'm gonna
got Fifi
interject
in
a
the
little.
building. We got Fifi. I'm sorry I had to put that on the screen because I wasn't sure if it was you, Fifi, because you never came on the panel. But I want to welcome
Oh,
you to the panel. What's going on?
thank you. Hi. I just wanted to say, well, hello to everyone first.
How you
Hello,
doing?
Fifi.
Um,
Yo, yo.
Despite the fact that my son's father never assisted, never was in caring, much less paying child support, I was fortunate enough to have a career where I could afford to raise him without his father. But felt like he would benefit from having his father in his life. So when his father got clean, I was allowing him to call. I told him he could call. He actually came up to where I was, and he stayed. The guy I was with allowed him to stay in the house that we lived in so he could be with his son. He never came but once. And he when he realized that I was through with him, I was completely satisfied with the man I was with. He trusted me and I trusted him. So he didn't have a problem, with my son's dad coming up staying. He stayed a few days and then he left. And that was the last time my son saw him. My son was 8. I don't know if it was the fact because he would never communicate, if it was the fact that he just couldn't accept that another man was raising his son. And he was a man. Um, to be honest, he was a better father to my son than he actually was to his kids. And after I got with him, I helped him to improve his relationship with his kids, even though they was grown, and to apologize to them for not being there, and I'd actually moved 8 hours away from my son's father, but I was willing to allow him to come, and like he did the one time, but no, he never came back. So I'm not certain why, since I told him my son could benefit from him. But since he wasn't, the guy I was with, he was an old-fashioned man. So my son was 4 when he came into my son's life. But my son had already been taught to say yes, ma'am, use manners, hold the doors, and I even cleaned his room. He was very responsible. So I have a lot of respect for the man. He ended up dying, and my son went through a lot of changes. I had to put him into grief support, and it helped. But he was the only man that I allowed. The other guys that I dealt with, I saw that my son had an issue with them. And then he actually got angry at his dad. He didn't want to deal with his dad. And even to the day, I think if his dad showed up, he wouldn't deal with him. So I had him later in life. I mean, I was 41 when I had him. But I was fortunate enough, as I said, where I could afford to raise him without his dad.
Right.
And that's what we did. I don't have any anger toward his father. I know what addiction is. I too myself, I'll be 32 years clean on October the 17th of this year. But I was clean when his dad, who I found out later was actually using. And I monitored it. I didn't let my son go anywhere with him, but he could come up here and spend some time with him. So he didn't want to. Until today, I have no idea if his father is living or dead. But like they say in NA, carrying a resentment is like pissing on yourself. No one feels it but you. So I let his father, the anger that I had for a short period, because when I met his dad, I was already in recovery,
Right.
But that's why I had no problem. I knew that relationship was over. The guy I was with knew the relationship was over, and he was man enough to allow my son's dad to come up and stay with us for a few days. And during that time, his dad stole some jewelry of the man I was with, but we didn't get angry and go down and try to recover it, so that's it.
So I appreciate you coming up here sharing that story, because now I got to ask my brothers up here, because, we just talked about this, having a former spouse come and live in the house with your ex because they don't have nobody else to depend on. Hell, Doc, could you do that, bro? Could you allow your wife, ex, who's dying of cancer, or whatever the case may be, to come live in the house with you because that's the only person who's going to take care of them? Would you do that?
Hell and no.
But I've heard a lot of stories like this. This ain't the first time I heard about this. A lot of women do that. I just had a situation right now while we're talking, right? Okay. I was traveling back to Michigan, and I actually was on the bus or whatever. And when we got to Indiana, the bus schedule was telling me that they wanted me to go to Chicago from Gary to sit there for 4 hours. So I paid this chick that I know up in Gary $100 to take me to the crib. I'm like, fuck that bus. Come get me. She come swoop me up and take me to the crib or whatever. And then when I went by her house and went to go visit her, she's one of my little shorties. She got like 5 kids, right? So I came through. I seen the kids. The kids, they love me and everything. I gave them all some money or whatever. And then she just hit me up a minute ago like, I think I love you and I think I want you to come stay with me and the kids love you. And I'm like, where your boyfriend at? She's like, he's standing right here. I'm like, why you doing him like that? So it's weird because I used to do a lot of videos about this. It's called I made a host of videos talking about how single mothers make themselves single mothers, which they do, the most of them. And I was saying that you got a better chance of raising somebody else's kids than your own biological kids. And then I hear a lot of women say, well, he's a better father than the actual father. You know why? Because he's there. And then they say, well, the man I'm with treats my kids better than he treats his own because he's able to.
Right.
Because you allow him to. So how is he a great dad to some kids that ain't his kids, but not a great dad to his own kids? It don't make sense.
Hold on. I just want to ask this. Could it be the fact that he's that much in love with the new woman?
Well, more than likely the baby daddy was too. But when women get on their little when women get on their little thing and they ready to make a change with their life and ready to that's what you gotta understand. Women don't get it. Most of the time y'all get rid of the man because the new man in your life is territorial. He don't want the baby daddy around you. You know that.
Right.
He's insecure about a man that you let bust inside of you and have children with you, especially if you got multiple kids with him. So you're gonna create an atmosphere where he feels comfortable. And the only way he's going to feel comfortable is if you X the biological father out of them kids' lives. So I've seen it firsthand. I got 8 kids, man. Trust me, I know exactly what I'm talking about. When these women get with the new kids, you could be the greatest dad in the world. But they got to get rid of you so he can feel comfortable.
Wow. Neutral.
Yeah.
What up?
What's your thoughts on it, man? Like, LA said some real shit though. That's some real shit.
I mean, he kind of spit off facts. I ain't got nothing to go against that one. I gotta agree.
Now it was somebody up here earlier that was talking about the woman don't care about how I witnessed this firsthand. My 2 youngest daughters, I raised them from babies all the way up to their age. Right, every day I'm the one changing the pampers, taking care of them, everything. And then when we broke up, she would bring the kids to come visit me, and when they get ready to leave, they would start screaming, I want my daddy to come home. And the babies would be crying, and then the mother would just get angry, like, get your ass in the car. And I'm like, you don't see this baby crying for her daddy? You don't care? You have no emotions. And I've seen that with multiple baby mamas that I had. Multiple baby mamas I had went through these little stages where they call themselves trying to take the baby away from you or try to weaponize the child against you.
Exactly, weaponizing.
I've had that happen with one kid. I didn't allow it with my second kid.
How did you stop it?
I mean, as soon as it was a peak of some shit, right to the court.
I just want to know what you did because there might be some young brothers out there that need to know how to stop that shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The first issue we had, it was on like maybe a Sunday, and the court was closed Monday, and she made it to the court before I did and filled out the papers on Tuesday. But I made it there, but she had already filled the papers out. So that's how fast it was. And my daughter was like 3. And I said the first issue we had, you get what I'm saying? Because with my first child, it was straight out the gate. I kind of didn't want to be with her no more. So I stayed with her in the relationship after my son was born enough to, now I'm done. About 6 months I was done. And shit, I was paying child support 2 months after that. And it just went all downhill from there. On some real shit.
So Lion, is there anything a man can do to avoid these situations besides definitely watching the women he date? But if you get in the situation where she put on the mask and she got you, now you got to deal with it. Is there any advice that you, as a woman, and I know sometimes women say it's going against the code when you talk like that, what would you advise a man who's going through stuff like that? Lon, are you still with us?
Yes, I can barely hear you. I didn't know you
Can
were
you hear me
talking
now?
to me.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my fault.
Yes.
So you heard what L. Dot said and Neutral said. What would be your advice if a man is dealing with that type of female who weaponizes the kid?
Um, hmm, that's hard because there's so many that do that. Um, and if there was an answer, the man would have to figure it out.
Mm.
He he'd have to develop some kind of manly thing within himself to deal with that. Um, uh, uh, um, LA was saying that men are territorial, and they are. And for Fifi, she was saying that her her son's father only came one time and stayed with them. He was embarrassed. He was ashamed, and so he acted out the best way he knew how. Stealing and not coming back. Stuff like that. And that's not very manly. But the territorial part, the shame, a man would have to figure that out. I couldn't tell him. Like I said, I messed up big time with mine. And um, the old dude died in prison with pancreatic cancer. He couldn't move, couldn't talk, couldn't do anything. And so it was like that's what being a man led him to. I couldn't fix that. I couldn't repair that. And um, men have to deal with what they have to deal with, just like women. And a lot of single households, single parent households are like that because of the situation that women have created or that a man let happen because he didn't know how to be man enough to prevent it. That's
Okay, I
that's all
got
I
you.
can say. I couldn't tell a man what to do.
Figure out your
Not no
goddamn
more.
self is what Mr. Rain said. Shit. We want to welcome Miss
Yeah.
Nika B.
In a nutshell, huh?
Figure out your goddamn self. What's up, Nika B?
Yeah.
Hey, good evening, everybody. How are you?
She got that bedroom talk going on,
Man,
y'all.
shit, I fell in love. Shit, what you doing? What's your name here?
My name is Nika B, and I'm, just here to say one thing, and then I'm gonna drop down because it's kind of late. But court orders and mediators change everything. When you're in a
I can't hear
situation
you.
where
Yeah, you might have to speak up a little bit, sis. I know
when
you
you're in a
probably around the baby.
situation when you're in a situation where you are dealing with uh, a a parent, whether it's a male or female, you would have to definitely get the courts involved, where you would have to have a mediator to be able to let you see your child. Also, they would have no choice but to let you see that child. You have to get the courts involved when that type of stuff is happening, if you are having those type of situations,
Right.
because at this point, like, when it gets that bad, and you really want to see your child, take care of your child, you have to get somebody to play the in between person so that you're able to be the father you want to be.
And that bothers me. But I understand that a kid need a mother because the mother is the nurturer. You know what I'm saying? I had asked a question about a year ago on a live about why do a man have to fight so hard to be in his child life. You got to get him legitimized. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do everything legit, you only get 2 days, maybe even every other week, unless you got that bread where y'all can go 50-50. That's not fair. I feel like it, but again, that's just the way the system is.
And we gotta stop telling that lie. I'm gonna let her go and finish, but I gotta say this before I get up out of here. That nurturing shit is a fucking lie. That's bullshit. Real fucking talk. Dads that love their kids are better nurturers and everything. We talk about it. You ain't never heard a kid say during the week, "I can't wait till this weekend so I can play with my mama." You ain't gonna never hear that shit. They don't do shit with them kids like dads. We take our kids out and we do things with them. We cook. We have them in there cracking eggs and seasoning shit, learning how to fry fish at 3 years old. We get involved with the kids. The moms don't fuck with them kids. They feed them kids, put them kids, whoop their ass and put them to sleep. I'm out of here, man. What the fuck? They no goddamn nurturer.
I can't really say that's true because I'm a nurturer.
I don't agree with that either, bro.
Because I do everything with my kids and I teach them how to plant, how to cook, clean. I give them responsibilities. Like I talk to them, I read to them. Like women are natural nurturers. There's just some women who don't unfortunately need to be parents, and they try to weaponize their kids against the father when they're hurting, when they still want to be in that relationship, which I don't feel is right. But I can't say that women are nurturers because we can't generalize one situation for everybody because that's not true. Not all men are bad and not all women are.
Agreed. Fifi, you want to say something?
Yes, I disagree with him, but there are women like that. I know. I saw one of my sisters, who, far as I was concerned, was wrong in terms of not allowing her kid's father. But I think a lot of the way that I am today, and I was then, had a lot to do with me being in a structured program of NA. I had been clean more than 5 years, and I struggled for years. I'd say about 4 or 5 years I used. So I didn't know his dad when I used, and I saw what my sister did, and her kid's father was not an addict. He didn't drink. She was just angry at him. But there are women like that, but I wasn't. And it's a lot of women out here that were like me that I know that were willing to allow the kid's father to be in their life. Now, of course, it took me a point where I was willing to allow him to come up and stay where I was because I moved up north from DC. But the man I was with, he didn't have any problem with my son. He knew what the type of relationship we had. He knew that he had moved on. And like I said, a big part of, I thought, his father being unwilling was because I refused to go back. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you only get one chance with me. I'm too old to have 2 and 3 chances. So I only had one chance. When I caught him cheating, that was it. I wasn't going to allow it to happen again. I feel the same way when a man hits you, even though I ain't have to worry about that. But had he hit me, it would only been once. I wouldn't have stayed around. I think sometimes people are too forgiving. I believe in patterns. If it happened once, it's going to happen again. So I grew up when I went into recovery. I was 34 years old. And thank God, I did not use with any pregnancies because my kids are 8 years apart, even the last one. So I'd gotten clean. I got clean. My daughter was 12, and her brother was a baby, about 4 years old. So, but by the time I had him, I was already into recovery. So I didn't use with my kids, and I thank God because I know many people who have. But I also believe being in the rooms of NA, taking the suggestions, and looking at my faults, because if you're really in a structured program with sobriety, um, you have to change. Being clean means just staying away from the drugs. Recovery is the part where you change your behavior and you make amends. That's like the eighth step, that's way down the road. When I got with my son's father, I was on my fourth step, which means I was taking a moral inventory of my life and my mistakes, you know. But I still was not willing, despite that, to go back. But I definitely thought it would be better for my son to have his father in his life. And that's why we had no problem. And the man I moved here with, I had no problem allowing my son's father to come up. You know, we didn't find out till later certain things that had been stolen, but he stayed there one time, and that was it. So no, they're good and bad, but I do know there are a lot of good men out here. So I don't lump, and I didn't take any baggage from him into the new relationship. The guy I was with was an older man, you know. He was the type of man that opened doors for me. He reinforced manners with my son in terms of opening the door, holding the door for us, using manners to all elders. Actually, even to the day, my son still say yes, ma'am, to my daughter, who was by the time I had him, my son, she was about 16. But he said yes, ma'am, to her. Um, I had I had a problem. The guy I was with died with my son, and I stayed here. Um, my son got to a point where he didn't want to use manners because his friends were not saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. But I had him in martial arts. Every time he walked into that studio, he had to say yes, sir, you know, and yes, ma'am to the people.
I guess she actually fell off. I don't know.
I just have something to say about what Mike Trucking
Yeah,
will
I was
Big
just gonna
Daddy.
get into that, Nico. Go ahead. I was just gonna say something.
Um, I'm having an issue with the fact that nobody's thinking about the fact that there's men out there who literally know they have kids and like leave their whole families and build a whole nother family and forget about the kids they had before. There is so many situations where women are put in situations that um, they don't get help and they're handling at least two, three, one, five, whatever kids, that much kids they have by themselves, and they do a great job. Or their kids graduate, or their kids are well mannered and nurtured, and they do it all by themselves. We can't lump all women as toxic, and you can't say that. Okay, well, yes, of course, men are nurturing too. There's a lot of great men out there who are better nurturers than women, just like there's a lot of women out there who are better nurturers than men. But at the end of the day, like we can't say that, okay, well, these women are just toxic. They're this, they're that. Because that's where, like, that's. I think that's where the argument starts, and a lot of people it becomes very controversial because it's like I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of healing that needs to be done in the Black community in general, where we need to realize how to handle and be towards each other and communicate better, because communication is the biggest thing. If something doesn't work out between the male and the female, they need to know how to co-parent in a healthy way so that the kids doesn't feel like they're being put in between like a war, because that affects the kids as well.
But
So I don't feel like um, everybody handles things the same way because there's a lot of men out there who don't do what they're supposed to do on purpose.
would it be safe to say that the men never even or never will have the right to even use the kid as a weapon? So when you said in the Black community we should have better communication, me personally, I don't think it's a lack of communication. I think it's a lack of power, especially if a mother know that the father loved their child and wants to be there. She uses that against him. And to me, that is the evilest thing that you could do in mankind, especially when this kid is innocent. So the fact that the brother, what's his name, Mike Truck, said we need to know our rights. We don't have very many now. If you go ahead and push the issue, get your kid legitimized, do this and do that. Look how much yellow tape we have to go through to even be considered legally the father.
Well, for me, I see that now due to the fact that there was a lot of CPS issues regarding like kids being um, hurt by their mothers, uh, even when the father was fighting for their kids, knowing that the mother was not fit to have the kids. Now it's becoming more, whereas the men are being capable and able to get custody of their kids now because it was becoming too much of an issue where these kids were being actually harmed.
Now,
So I'm seeing a lot more situations where they're allowing the father to take full custody of their kids.
I want to direct this next question to Neutral. From what you just said, you said now you're starting to see more men being able or really taking the steps to being somewhat or have somewhat of power to be in their kid's life. Do you think that's just now happening, Neutral, or the fact that we can see a lot of things now with social media? I hate using it.
um, I don't know if it's been happening. I ain't gonna say been because when I was younger, I mean, I rarely knew any kids that just solely stayed with their father. It was mainly their mother. I don't know. I know when they went away, they might have went for the weekend to their father, but mainly it was their mom. So I'm gonna say, I mean, maybe it's the funds now. I mean, or maybe a lot of women out here are proving that they shouldn't have kids. Those are the ones. I don't think I think some it's some dudes out here that are as spiteful as a scorned woman, bro. And they will do some nasty shit to try to get their kid, and they're not just because they're the breadwinner don't makes them more responsible. I'm cold heartedly one who believe both parents should be in the child's relationship, but the parent that child needs their mother. You know what I mean? And especially from up until the age of like 7 to 8, to me, they need their mother.
I respect that. I respect that. For those dudes that's actually doing what you just spoke of, like being that they actually probably had the opportunity to see that happen to the men. Can I hate the axes, but can you blame them? Because I don't agree with it, but can you blame them?
No, it's not about them. It's about the child for me. If
Absolutely.
they are they in a better, if is the child in a better, and not just a better environment, but in a better situation. Because just because mom's environment is a little rough, don't mean that the situation for the child is. We was raised in some pretty fucked up shit. You get what I'm saying? But not as far as in the house. I'm just saying in the fucked up area. Maybe you was in the project. Maybe I mean, do you think what I'm saying? If your mom can hold down you being in the project, it would have been better for you to go with your father with his upscale life somewhere. You get what I'm saying? Like more than likely, you might have liked being in the projects if y'all was raised there. You get what I'm saying? Like you might it might be your environment, so you're used to that. So to go out to Beverly Hills, it feels weird and shit. So what's better for the child at that time? You know, that's to me.
I also feel like a lot of men like if they can't be with a woman, they automatically feel like they don't have to take care of their child.
You said that. That is definitely true.
They can be spiteful. Like they will sit up there, oh, if I can't be with you, then F those kids. And they will sit up there and literally act like they don't have any responsibility at all.
I know brothers like that.
Because I have friends who deal with that. I know friends who had to take their baby father to court to see their kids, not because they don't want them to see their kids, but to see their kids. It's like it's like they don't want to pay like any kind of child support or help in any kind of way, and then like they're spiteful because the lady moved on, and they see that they're happy, so the way of them um getting back at the woman is like, okay, well, you're not going to be able to do the things that you want to do because I am not watching them or helping you with them because I can't have you. And it kind of ruins new relationships that they try to have outside of them.
So
Can
Lorraine,
I
and
add
back,
something here?
yeah, I was just going to come to you. Go ahead, Linus.
That goes both ways. A lot of men are intimidated by the fact that a woman moves on, and his excuse for not contributing is that he doesn't want to help take care of another man. It's not about the children, it's about the other man. And then you've got women that don't want their children around other women. So it goes both ways. But if you look at it, black people wasn't running in and out of courts doing that. If it didn't work, they went their separate ways. Now all of a sudden, the government is involved. You got poor black people running in and out of court, filing for divorce, paying lawyers, and that's money that the children aren't going to get. And it's almost like calling the police into your community, into your neighborhood, into your hood, for them to determine, how things are going to be. We bring our own trouble on ourselves. Going to the government for help about something that black people have been handling all this time doesn't make sense. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. But see, the media set all that up. You got people that have thousands and paying thousands of dollars in child support, maybe for one kid. And then somebody watching that is saying, hey, maybe I can get some of that too. We don't have that time. We don't have that kind of money. But the government has stepped in. And a lot of times, in order to get any benefits for the children, you got to give them the father's social security number, where he's living, where he's working, how much he's making, in order for them to get Medicare, Medicaid, or for you to get food stamps. You have to involve the government in all that when there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way to communicate for us to handle our own business within our own community instead of running outside and bringing the devil in.
But what if that's the only help that you have? Like, who says that
It's not
it's
the only
okay to
thing.
struggle?
It's not the only thing. It's not the only thing. We have each other. Who would before? Who was on food stamps first? The food stamps was created to take care of the white woman after the Civil War. After the Civil War, they included us in on that, doing us a favor. But we're not gonna get any higher than them with it. And then at one point, they had food stamp queens. They was taking their food stamps up in New York. That's the only place I've ever heard about it at. And driving around in Cadillacs. They was living high on the hog. And but see, it's all a setup. It's an agenda to keep us from doing any better. If we're spending all our time and money running in and out of court, trying to get something that, or trying to handle something that could be handled um, through communication, through cooperation,
If
it
there's no
wouldn't be happening. But
communication
like I
or
said,
if there's no
men are the same
communication or
way. Men
collaboration,
don't.
but if there's no communication, it's very unhealthy and toxic, and there's no point of no return. Something has to happen and something has to give. I mean, I understand exactly where you're coming from, and if we live in better conditions where, people knew how to do that, and this is where when from reiterating from what I said in the beginning that the black community needs to heal and learn how to communicate and learn how to co-parent. But there's times when you have absolutely no choice. I'm not finished. I didn't have like these women didn't have kids by themselves, and it shouldn't be fair for them to have to struggle by themselves when the father is clearly capable of helping with the child, and the woman shouldn't be so scorned where they use their kids to weaponize against the father. I feel like it goes both ways, and I think it's just more so of a healing thing.
So just going off what you said and also what Lorraine said, you said they didn't put the government or the system in their business when things went to hell. They just went their separate ways. But how did they co-parent? That's the question. Like when you're dealing with a woman, you're dealing with a man, and you're no longer in love with each other if you ever was, but y'all have a child out of that relationship. How do you co-parent when y'all can't even agree to be together? How was it handled back then? Because you said they shouldn't be putting the system in their business or going to court and all that shit. So I gotta ask, how was it handled?
Because black men were able to do whatever they wanted to do, and I have nothing against black men. I have a black husband and I love him to death. But they were able to go and carry on, have a whole bunch of other kids with other women, um, even even domestic abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of stuff going on. Women didn't have rights. Women didn't have voices. We were told to be barefoot and pregnant all the time. And think about it. Like now that it got to a point where it was like it's time. When they're like, oh well, oh we the men have to go to the government to pay for Medicare or Medicaid and food stamps or child support. Well, isn't that what they're supposed to do anyway? Why should we have to go through the courts in the first place? But why? But sometimes you have to take it there in order for you to get the proper help that you need, because the woman is not getting the help that they deserve with the kids that they didn't make by themselves. It's like, why is everybody complaining about something they're supposed to do? You laid down and you made the baby, so you take care of the baby together. We are like so programmed into thinking that the woman's supposed to be um to do everything and be the strength of everything, that we're not thinking about that they're human. They're not iRobot.
No, I agree in a sense. Go ahead, Lorraine. You want to respond to that? I got you.
Yeah. Even that phrase, barefoot and pregnant. Who did that apply to? That I mean, see, that's like brainwashing. Black women weren't always treated that way, and if a black man left, chances are he gonna come back and check on his seed. He might bring a loaf of bread. He might bring some money because he's he's always had to work. He's always had to provide for himself or a family, and the community stepped in and took care of the children. An uncle, a neighbor, and so we weren't going to courts then. I heard Dave Chappelle talking about this man and his wife weren't getting along, and he told her he was going to get a pack of cigarettes. He never came back. And see, that was a joke, but that's part of the brainwash, part of the chemicals that have been put in our heads and in our brains about black women being barefoot and pregnant. Only if she wanted to be. If she wanted an abortion, there was somebody in the neighborhood that would do that. You know, if she needed a midwife, there was somebody in the neighborhood that would do that. We took care of each other. Like I said, we got that mess in our head, you know, even if it's just a phrase, and we accept that. We've gone along with it. But black people have taken care of black people for a long time, even though now we don't even know our neighbors. We're not dealing
No,
with the
I was just
community
about to
anymore.
get to
The
that.
hood
We're
has
in a
been shut
different.
down. The
I was just about to
the
get
hood
to
has
that.
been
We're in
shut
a different
down.
time. We're in a different time now, and like
But
unfortunately,
but
there
we're
is no
still the same
community.
people. We're still the
Yeah,
same people.
understandably,
We're
but what
just
I'm
not
saying
connected because we're
exactly, we're
following
not
the
connected.
media and the crumbs that
We're,
they've laid down for us to follow to keep us from getting ahead,
exactly, we're
from knowing
normal
who we
community.
are and what we're
We're,
supposed to do. And as far as
exactly, because
nurturing, LA was saying that talk about all the things that he did for his two daughters when they were with him. That wasn't nurturing. That was entertaining. The mother, if they live with her, whether she's a, a scholar or not, is doing laundry. She's doing hair. She's putting up with attitudes. You know, she's running a household, and so um, that's nurturing. That's providing something that's absolutely necessary. All
exactly,
women are good
exactly.
nurturers. All women are
Yeah,
good nurturers. But
yeah.
when the other parent has the child, they're entertaining them for the time that they have them.
For the time that they have
And
them, exactly. Yep,
yeah,
I
but then
agree.
see, all of them don't. All men aren't going to entertain the same way. All women aren't going to nurture the same way. You know,
But
so
but
I
can we
agree.
agree that the community is not the same? Because even when I was growing up, I knew my neighbors. The neighbors would say, "Yo, aren't you supposed to be in the house? Or you know, so you're supposed to stay in the house." Like it was like a community thing, but now it's no longer that way anymore. So like you can't depend on the community to help you with your kids because the community don't want to handle their own daggone kids. They're tired. Things are expensive. Times is hard. Both parents have to work now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot different. So like when it comes down to stuff like that, and you're not getting absolutely no help, and you're down to the wire, like sometimes you're given no choice.
I can agree with when a woman has no choice. You have to get help some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't make the child yourself. But I think I heard, Fifi, she dealt with a totally different situation, with drugs and all that. But at the same time, she still allowed him to be in his kid's life, regardless of what she went through, regardless of what he went through. That's to me, that's communication. It's like, okay, we can't get along, but for the sake of the child, we need to raise him to be the best person they can be. That shit should go without saying. But you have so many people that's butt hurt over the breakup that they forget that the child even matter, and they start using the child as a weapon. I don't give a damn who you are, if you're in my chat or whatever. If you do that, you ain't shit, because it's about the damn child. If the child love you, you want that child to be around you. If that child love his dad, let that child be around his dad. It shouldn't. That baby is a human being, not an AK-47. That's what bothers me. It
Yeah,
bothers the fuck out of me because, and I agree with both of y'all. Um, I guess I lost who that? That's Nico B done fell off. Okay, I don't know what Nico B, but I want to give Fifi an opportunity because I want to ask her how did she feel about her decision of allowing him to be a father in his kid's life. How did that work out for you, Fifi?
Well, it didn't work out because when he realized when he came up that time that the relationship really was over, I think he thought that if he came up and I saw him and we got together, things were going to be like they used to. But I had moved on. So I had no problem. And the man I was with, like I said, to me, he was one in a million. He had no problem allowing him. He actually went to work. He stayed there 3 or 4 days at our house. So I truly believe that it's better if the kid has both parents, even if he doesn't live with them, he has both parents working to do the best, what's best for him. And I agree, it was better for my son. It would have been better. You know, his dad did get clean, I found out, but he didn't want to be a part. He didn't want to come back. I think he was ashamed also because of the things he had stolen. But I don't believe that we're set up or the man did this or man did that. Yes, women, because I'll be 66 in a few weeks. I was raised where many men did not take care of their kids. You know, to my knowledge, none of my. Oh yes, one sister did take her ex-husband to court. He was forced to take out a loan because he worked for Secret Service. He had to pay off that debt. He could not continue to work and have that debt um, hanging over him. I think the Secret Service had a lot to do with that. So he took out a loan and he paid for those 4 kids for years where he hadn't. He was forced to pay my sister. The other ones, no, they didn't take their fathers to court. And I didn't take my ex husband because I could afford to raise my son without him. I was not going to be running back and forth from here to DC to try to find him. That was another thing, because I looked for him for my son. I was never able to find him, you know. I even went to the church where his uncle was a pastor to try to get in touch with him. And finally, I let it go. Today, my son doesn't acknowledge him as being his dad. His dad to him was the man I moved here with.
He made that
the
choice.
one who, yes, he made that choice.
Exactly.
I never talked bad about his dad, even though I thought some bad things, but I never told my son. I saw a sister make that mistake. I don't think women should use kids as pawn, but some women are forced to go
Right.
and get welfare or whatever.
Understand.
And I don't fault them. It was just that I was blessed enough to have a profession where I could afford to raise my child and in a very good neighborhood. I don't know if you all familiar with Fort Washington, Maryland, but at one time that was one of the highest income areas for Black people in the DC area. I actually lived down the street from Genuine, and this is when he first, got famous. Yeah. So my kids were raised in a good environment. Then when they moved here, I've never gotten food stamps or assistance. I never needed it. By the time I had my kids, I had already finished college. I used drugs after I had graduated from college. But I got clean, like I say, 4 years later.
Well,
But I do believe that it's wrong to women not to allow the kids to be in their life. That thing with welfare, I figure we do what we have to do. And yes, it was made or put together to assist Caucasian women and their kids. But eventually, and even though it's more of them, so it's still to the day, it's more of them on welfare than it is of us because, and I'm speaking us, I'm just about Afro Americans, not the Latinos and all that. But it's still more white people that are getting welfare than us. But
Absolutely.
I would never fault a woman if their father wasn't doing it. You know, my sister did what she had to do, but she was fortunate enough to have a man who had a job that would not allow him to owe people like that. Because I was told that he was a risk, and he could be blackmailed or whatever, according to the Secret Service. So you could not have that, you know, like that, and still be on Secret Service. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for your wisdom. I appreciate actually everybody. This was a beautiful conversation. I didn't know it was going to take a right up hit this corner and hit the left, but it was beautiful. So we're going to play one more song, then I'll be back with y'all. Appreciate you, Fifi. We're going to finish it up after this.
Jones. Just let me be. As you can see, I'm forever unique, clutching on to my universal securities. Negativity can take my purity, surrounding myself with positivity. Can never break a spirit that the soul has written out for me. My shell is within interconnected properties. Call me Goddess Bia, talented Senorita, carrying raw energy. I'm too powerful to take my protection shield of happiness. Don't mean to be coy. You can never steal my joy.
This life is all that you make it. Think twice when you caught up in the situation. Real spill, they can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. Why? This life is all that you make it. Think twice when you caught up in the situation. Real spill, they can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. Yeah, and I mean that there. Can't let them knock me off my square, I can't get caught in that snare. I had to man up, trying to stand up, but I always feel like it's something pulling me down, like my shirt got caught in the chair. I'm saying, this type of wave could bring the tide to the sand, and they can never stop my joy. That was not in my plans, and never was, never will be. But I can't hold you, it's all love, and I'm still me. I've been the same, kept a smile on my face throughout the bulls. And even if I fall, I bounce back like what's good. That's just the way it goes. Arthur James and Nick will be the poet. They can't never stop our joy, let them know it. This life is all that you make it. If you don't believe that, then you sadly mistaken. And it's a wake-up call. Early morning feeling this vibe. If you ain't on this type of time, then get out my life. I'm just saying, this life is all that you make it. Think twice when you caught up in the situation. Real spill, they can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. This life is all that you make it. Think twice when you caught up in the situation. Real spill, they can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. They can never take my joy.
It's the way you bring that light to me. Dandelions breaking semen, earth sign. I'm grounded, can't steal my joy. I'm acid rain, I'm changing the climate. Put my voice against the glass, call it diamond. I wish upon to set me free. I can't deny you exasperate my fragility. Listening to the sound of laughter, my density changes the colors of leaves. Springing into my destiny can make me fall. Poetry keys to my heart. Oh yeah. You the master, nobody can ever steal my tranquility. Stop my abilities, cross out my realities. My factual and actualities, picking and choosing. Support whether winning or losing. Writing my forms cause I know what the truth is. I know what the truth is. Oh yeah.
This life is all that you make it. Think twice when you caught up in the situation. Real spill, they can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. This life is all that you make it. Think twice when you caught up in the situation. Real spill, they can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. They can never take my joy. It's all about having fun, you know. Doing this from Trip C Treehouse, you know what I'm talking about? You know? You gotta believe, you gotta believe, you gotta believe. It's a wrap. Yeah. Jones.
1 second.
Fifi gone?
Yeah. She dropped off. That's one. That's probably one of my favorite songs out right now, man. Shout out to Nico B for coming up here, blessing the panel, along with L. Dot, Neutral, Fifi, B1, my bro, of course the Lioness who's still up here with me. Hey, I don't know how it happened, but every time I can say we finna vibe, but we always talk, and that's what it's needed. Like I said, it don't have to be the biggest channel on YouTube. As long as we touching the few that we got, that's all that matters to me. So we're gonna hit our final thoughts since we got my sister still up here with me. Lioness, go ahead and drop your jewels on the ass. Yeah.
I appreciate the panel that you had tonight too, and I wanted to hear some closing thoughts by Fifi. I knew it would have been powerful, but me and her are basically same generation, and I don't care how much education anybody has, it doesn't beat your experience, the things that you've gone through, you know, and um, New, New, Neutral got so quiet tonight. I felt bad. You know, it's like he needed a hug or something. Maybe it was just me, but um, he wasn't very controversial. That's what it was. He was just too quiet. He was just
That
too
was shocking.
subdued. But yes. Um, anyway, what I wanted to say was that just like nobody can take your joy, you know, that's a beautiful song. It's very well put together. But YJ is a genius too. He you know, he puts stuff together that just makes your head go into yourself and think about it. But the thing is that experience can't be taken from you either. And I don't understand why last night Nika B didn't come up and speak for herself instead of putting YJ on the spot like that. I felt like it was all BSM was put on the spot, but it was like you said, it was just him. But then tonight she came up and I was I, I was over talked. That aggravates me, and I feel like with all the knowledge and that people have, the disrespect of over talking somebody shows the lack of experience, the lack of knowledge. Fifi never said anything unless you ask her something, but anything I said was over talked, and somebody knew better. And I was probably about 40 when she was born. You know, and I just, you know, um, I wonder when, if Fifi knows when things change, when people start, you know, started knowing more than the adults. That we've always been like that. When I was a teenager, I felt like I knew more than my mother. She was just jealous, you know, just trying to tell me things. But the thing is that we have to get back into the community. We have to get back into the respect. You know, I wasn't raised to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, because we're not from the South. My grandchildren say it. That they're from the South. It's something that's in them. It may not even be genuine. It may not even be earnestly said, but they say it. You know, they may not have that respect, but they say it. You know, and so all you can do is respect people, and you respect them. You treat people how you want to be treated, and it just it annoys me to no end for somebody to overtalk anybody. You know, on the platforms, there's a lot of that done, and then there's some people that have 30 comments for, you know, for one thing, and it's like Maybe I'm just old and impatient, but I expect more from people. I expect more respect than that. If you're talking, how can you hear what I'm saying if you're still talking? If you're still talking, you're not listening. You're not being respectful. And that goes on a lot. It goes on a lot. I don't even have to name any names. People know who they are and how they do, and they're afraid that they won't be heard, that that uh they'll be thought less of. I guess I don't know. But all we got to do is respect one another, get back into the community, and love. If it means anything to you, try and love somebody, not try and outdo them. How does it make you look trying to outdo somebody? You know what you know. I know what I know. I know where I've been and what I've been through and what I've learned. And nobody can take that from me, no matter how much you talk. You can't take that from me. And maybe one day you'll have traveled the same road I have and will expect more respect for whoever you're around. And like I said, that's that aggravates me, and I see it all the time. Most of the time, whoever you have on the panel is out talking to somebody, and it was good to hear B1. I knew their voice, and I couldn't figure out who C was, but it was good. And you outdone yourself. It was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and last night I didn't come up, waiting to see if somebody was going to come up and do something. Lo and behold, as soon as I go up here, somebody come, but that's okay. I accept that challenge every time. I ain't scared. I'm not being disrespectful, and I'd like to get some respect. And that's I was going to drop down this evening because I was tired of being over talked. But anyway, I hung in there because I'm in there for you. I'm in there for you. And whoever wants to hear me is only going to hear me on your platform. I'm not going live on anybody else, maybe John Q. But then I'd have to have an invitation in, and I can't hold a candle to you guys. That's the truth. But I thank you very much for allowing me to come up. Actually, Nunu called me up, you know, but um, tonight was a good night. A good night it was, and like I said, I thank you, and I hope nobody was offended by anything that I said because it wasn't intentional. And I'm gonna go into the chat now. Thank you, boss man.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, Nico B has arrived back on the platform. Speak your mind, Nico.
Um, I'm so sorry if you felt that way, Miss Lorraine, and I have nothing but respect for you and for my elders. I just thought that we were just having a conversation. I didn't mean to overtalk you if you felt that way. I truly apologize. And then the whole thing with YJ yesterday, I was joking, and then I fell asleep. Um, so like, and then I woke back up and I said something, and I also spoke to him behind the scenes. So I'm sorry that you feel that way, but that's not in me to be that way as far as like disrespectful to elders or like over talking anyone. And if you felt that way, I truly humbly apologize. I thank you, Bossman, for allowing me to be on the platform and for all the different opinions and experiences that everybody had in their lifetime. It opened my eyes to a lot of things. Is nothing but wisdom on the panel. So I do respect Miss Lorraine and Fifi because they have a lot of wisdom and there's things that they know that I wouldn't even have a clue about. So I just wanted to say that, and I thank the chat for welcoming me. And I consider you guys family, so I do humbly apologize if you feel that way. But thank you again.
I appreciate you, Nico, for coming up there. It takes a woman to do that. And, you always welcome up here. When those conversations get like that, it tends to happen a lot. And I'm going to address that. And it's nothing towards what you and Lorraine just discussed. But I need to address that period. But I want to thank you for coming up here. and saying what you said, because a lot of people just let that shit just float on the way. We're like, oh well, deal with it. So thank you.
No problem. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed night. And yeah, just yeah, I apologize again. And you know, I hope she doesn't take it in any kind of way.
Yeah, I think the fact that you came up here and apologized probably meant the world to her. I know it would mean the world to me if it bothered me. So thank you. I'm telling you, thank you.
Thank you so much, boss man. You have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye bye.
By that. By that. Great discussion tonight. Like always. Because that's how we do over here. These type of situations, these type of conversations, should I say, they can get a little, people can become passionate about it. I know I can, because I went through this shit. So, you know, when you hear the passion come out of me, it's nothing directed towards nobody. Y'all done heard me and New go at it all the time. Shit. Every time New come up here, me and him go at it. It's just what we do. Y'all should hear me and B1. Me and him go at it. It's just the passion and whatever the discussion is about. I know Double Rainbow kind of got offended earlier because she didn't know Chris. It's like, quit interrupting Neutral. You know, I had to tell her, like, hey, that's my bro. I got love for Double Rainbow because she trying to protect the family. That's what you're supposed to do. You understand? But at the same time, like Lorraine said, and I'm not even talking about her and Equal B situation. I'm talking about what happens every time on my panel. You see me, I'll sit back and wait till you finish talking. Because I don't like to be interrupted. You just got to have panel courtesy. That's all it is. Y'all know me. I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to speak. You know? I done dropped off other people's panel because every time I spoke, somebody overtalked me. I'm not finna fight to speak on nobody panel. Nah, not me. But at the same time, I don't make a fuss about it. And it's no shot at nobody because it ain't my panel. And I don't like to say, hey, shut the fuck up. Let them talk. I don't want to do all that, man. Because like I said, I appreciate everybody who take the time to come over here and chill with me, jump on the panel and conversate with me. But imagine you doing that to your mama. I'm talking about our old school mother. Nigga, didn't you hear me talking? Don't you ever interrupt me, nigga. Nigga, didn't you hear me talking? Then why are you talking? But anyway, yeah, that's just what it gotta be. It gotta be panel courtesy. But that ain't what the topic of the night was. I just wanted to say that because Lorraine brought it up, and it's something that should have been addressed before tonight. You have to respect others when they're speaking. You'll be pissed off with me if your ass just drop off. Like, why the fuck I can't get back up there? Because you keep interrupting people. This is my panel when I get interrupted. But I'm just saying this and share this. Because that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to drop your ass off if you interrupt me while I'm talking. And again, this ain't no shot to nobody. I'm just saying it because it should have been said. I don't give a fuck if you super cool with me, and I'm going to drop your ass off the goddamn panel. Just wait your turn. Miss Fifi just sat there like, whenever you call on me, I'm coming. Simple, man. But back to the topic. And I'm going to get up out of it. I'm going to make this short because I already talked too much as it is. When it comes to two people who come together and make a child, that's a beautiful thing because there's a lot of people who can't make kids. And I'm going to reiterate this. If you are the parent that uses a kid as a weapon when the other parent wants to be a part of the life, but y'all just can't get along, you ain't shit. Tell your mama I said it, tell your daddy I said it. I don't care. It's facts. You ain't shit. You are a horrible parent. Now, if the other parent that you keeping the kid from mean that kid no good, then you're a great parent because you're protecting them from the bullshit. But if you're trying to keep the kid away from the other parent who loves their kid to death and want to be a part of their life, you ain't shit. You should lose custody of your kid. If I was a judge, you would lose custody of your kid, and I'll put you ain't got to file for child support. I'm going to put your ass on child support because you stupid. That's all I want to say.
This is Body to be global, baby. Can't take back my mistakes. I can only move forward. Can't undo what's been done, cause it's done. Don't judge me on my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am. Don't judge me for my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am.
Don't you judge me, never do that. You should've knew that. Send a shot, I'm sending two back. The vest is going through that. Now these sticky situations had me stuck like a glue trap. I'm like, why would you do that? I promised them a true fact. Now who that? Acting all new black, like they would never do that. Keep it real, pimp, and tell me where the truth at. If you make mistakes, then learn from them. You don't gotta burn from them. When they want to judge, swerve on them. Flip a bird, homie. They got some nerve, though. I got a couple words for them. I made it out the hood, pimpin', I live in the burbs, homie. Niggas don't act right, they judge you by your past life. And it don't really matter, got my bag right.
Can't take back my mistakes, I can only move forward. Can't undo what's been done, cause it's done. Don't judge me on my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am. Don't judge me for my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am.
Now if you're living in the past and this way you stay, I'm trying to make a new path for some better days. And all my old ways, I put them with the throwaways. And if you're living for the day, the problems go away. I'm trying to reach the golden gate, and that's what motivate. Cause you would never know the day. So focus on your play. You never try to eliminate, pimp and try to demonstrate. Remember how the winners at are trying to put it into play. No, my mistakes were never made. The shit you gotta face. Just never fold or never break. I promise you'll be straight. But you can never run from fate. On God, you won't be late. Don't let a hater hate. It's okay because you here today.
Can't take back my mistakes. I can only move forward. Can't undo what's been done, cause it's done. Don't judge me on my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am. Don't judge me for my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am. I take each day as it comes. I keep looking forward. I won't dwell on the mistakes from the past. You shouldn't have done. Oh. Can't take back my mistakes. I can only move forward. Can't undo what's been done, cause it's done.
Let's go.
Don't judge me on my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am. Don't judge me for my past life. Don't judge me for my past problems. Don't judge me for the past struggles. Love me for who I am. Love me for who I am.